edges of the Nigerian Medical Association have staged a peaceful protest march along Saple Road in Benin City, demanding urgent action over the kidnapping of a house officer of the Edo State University Teaching Hospital, Auchi. The abducted Dr. Babatunde Ibrahim Abu was reportedly kidnapped alongside his younger brother and a colleague by suspected kidnappers in Auchi, a Sako West local government area of the state. Patience Osaogiwa brings details.
Clad in white lab coats and carrying placards with inscriptions such as demand unconstitutional release, deploy technology for security reforms and strengthen community policing, the medical practitioners marched from the Edo State Specialist Hospital through major streets along Saple Road to the Edo State Police Command headquarters. Addressing journalists during the protest, the Edo State Chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Eustace Osegili, described the adoption as alarming and unacceptable, noting that medical doctors are increasingly becoming targets of criminal activities in the state.
We have told them that in 72 hours, we want our colleagues released to their families, to their loved ones, and to the association. And this state must be made safe for all of us.
Other aggrieved doctors expressed deep concern over the safety of medical personnel, particularly young doctors undergoing compulsory housemanship.
The doctors should do their best to acknowledge that these are doctors. Spare them. In all fairness, we don't deserve this.
We have made our point known to them that within 72 hours, if our members are not released, we will set all the hospitals in the state to darkness.
Receiving the protesters on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Edo State Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, Mr. Innocent Ike Matara, assured the doctors that the command is actively working on the case and will stop at nothing to ensure the safe rescue of the adopted victims and the arrest of those responsible.
Action is in place to make sure that whoever have been taken away is rescued.
The Nigerian Medical Association warned that continued insecurity could cripple the healthcare system as fear and anxiety among medical personnel may adversely affect service delivery in public health institutions. From Benin, Patience Osaogiwa, ITV News.
The 2026 Universal Week of Prayer of the Benin City Christian Community on Tuesday entered the second day, featuring a soul-stirring homily titled Joy in the Presence of the Lord. The message was delivered by the chairman of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Pastor Mrs. Margaret Agboinfo. Cholade Ojo reports that the program attracted senior pastors and worshippers from various churches within and beyond Benin City.
The Apostolic Church Nigeria, Lona Territory, located at number 37, Arosa Street in Benin City, was filled with excitement as members of the Benin City Christian community gathered for day 2 of the 2026 Universal Week of Prayer. The program featured hymns, praise and worship, alongside prayers of thanksgiving, confession, intercession, and supplication. Delivering the sermon, the chairman of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Pastor Mrs. Margaret Agboinfo, spoke on the theme, Joy in the Presence of the Lord. She emphasized that the new year holds promises of overflowing joy for Christians who continually dwell in the presence of God.
Psalm 60 verse 11, just memorize it. In your presence there is fullness of joy, which means you can't get the fullness of joy in Celtic group. You can't get the fullness of joy in the Bushland. You can't get the fullness of joy in Shagochland. You can't get the fullness of joy in Pierre Palo. You can't get the fullness of joy in any country that the name of the Lord is not mentioned.
Program moderator Elder Agarase Dubo, along with other senior pastors, also spoke on the significance and success of the second day of the program.
It's a very special event, the Universal Week of Prayers, where we all congregate to offer prayers for our country, for our state, for our families.
It's to bring us together for the unity of Christ in the spirit and the body.
It was a gathering of joy, and from the word we received through the woman of God, declaring prophetically that this year we'll be enjoying joy of God all round season.
The 2026 Universal Week of Prayer is a week-long program that commenced on Monday, January 5th, with an opening service at the Central Baptist Church, King Square, Benin City. The program will conclude on Sunday, January 11th, 2026. From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
In a bid to bring together his friends during the Yuletide, a Benin-based entertainer Nosa Obaseki organized a concert tagged Ekwemerian in Benin City, which has in attendance artists and musicians to lead up the city center. Albert Abangbe reports is presented by Efosa Uwangwe.
It was a gathering of who is who in the entertainment industry, both home and in diaspora, including the managing director of ITV and radio, engineer Elvis Obaseki, as they rallied round the host, Nosa Obaseki, for a well-attended event, Season 2. It was an opportunity for the host, Nosa Obaseki, to reconnect with old friends, both in the entertainment industry and beyond, interact with each other, and brainstorm on how to take the industry to another level. Different musicians and comedians, including the hosts, took center stage to entertain guests. The organizer, Nosa Obaseki, said the essence of hosting Season 2 event, especially in Benin City, was to come back to his roots and bring together his friends and colleagues in the entertainment industry under one umbrella to unwind.
It's all about Nosa Obaseki and Friends concert, a Ekwemerian concert. This is the Season 2. Thank you to everyone that came out to celebrate me.
The managing director of ITV and radio, engineer Elvis Obaseki, described the event as a great concept put together by the organizer, which is an avenue to unite friends.
Give thanks to God for an eventful 2025, starting in 2026 in an outing of this nature. And I know the evening is going to be an evening of fun.
Some friends of the organizer and attendees, who include Ace movie producer Lancelot Timaswen, commended the organizer for such a well-thought-out event.
Nosa Obaseki, all his friends, we're coming out to celebrate him. A great artist, he's done so well, and that's the spirit. Came all the way from Lagos.
Somebody that respects his culture and tradition, very humble to the core.
He's an cultural ambassador, he's a man of peace, he's a man who has shown love to his fellow artists in Edo State.
As the guests expressed their excitement at the success of the show, they are optimistic that the Season 3 will be another unprecedented buster. From Benin, Efosa Uwangwe, ITV News.
All right. Residents and business owners across several parts of Edo State were thrown into near total darkness during the 2025 Christmas and New Year celebrations, following prolonged power outages blamed on the Benin Electricity Distribution Company. The blackout, which lasted several days in some communities, disrupted festive activities and daily life, forcing households, churches, and entertainment centers to rely heavily on generators and other alternative power sources. Patience Osaogiwa has more.
Electricity, often described as a symbol of life, stability, and connection, plays a vital role in homes and communities. However, despite the joy that usually marks the Christmas and New Year season, residents of Benin City, Edo State, spent large portions of the festive period without stable electricity. This followed the collapse of the national power grid on December 29, which left most electricity distribution companies, including the Benin Electricity Distribution Company, with little or no megawatts of power supply. Streets and homes in areas such as Owobi, Uwelu, Uselu, Obage, and Oluku communities, as well as Sopomba, Uyoko, and Ekenwa roads, were plunged into darkness as electricity supply dropped to near zero. Speaking in Benin City, affected residents said the prolonged blackout forced them to spend extra money on petrol and diesel to power generators just to light their homes and preserve food items.
Most of the time is normally self-made generator that we use to celebrate. I can't remember the year that we entered the new year and there'll be light for people to say Happy New Year.
Christmas and New Year, there was nothing like electricity provision at all. I use solar in the afternoon
generator in the night. That is how we survive.
Other residents called on the Benin Electricity Distribution Company and relevant authorities to put measures in place to ensure more reliable power supply, particularly during major national celebrations.
They should put their hands together to make sure all residents in Benin have light.
We have the transformer, but there's no light. We just use solar panel to get pure water.
Few periods, they started bringing light after the celebration. It's not fair.
For many residents, the hope remains that future festive seasons will not be spent in darkness. From Benin, Patience Osaogiwa, ITV News.
The need for unity among the Gbagi-speaking people to uphold their culture, irrespective of background, religious or political affiliation, has been stressed. This forms the center stage as Gbagi-speaking communities of Niger, Kaduna, and FCT Abuja converged on the playing ground of Lawal Gwadabe Primary School, Gawu Babangida Lambata, in Gurara local government area of Niger State, to celebrate the 2026 Cultural Festival and awards to deserving sons and daughters of Gbagi descendants. Correspondent Unma Mohammed was there and files in this report.
The event, which held at the playing ground of Lawal Gwadabe Primary School, Gawu Babangida Lambata, in Gurara local government area of Niger State, is the second of its kind and put together by the Big Brothers Association of Gawu Babangida Lambata, attracted participants from all Gbagi-speaking communities of the aforementioned state. The former governor, Umaru Muhammad Bago, who was represented by his deputy, Comrade Yakubu Garba, highly commended organizers of the program, adding that it greatly strengthens unity and development of Gbagi residents.
Issue of unity is non-negotiable for the Gbagi people. Whether you like it, you can never change your tribe.
One of the leading fathers of the Big Brothers Association and the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry in Niger State, Honorable Haruna Arafat Abubakar Magaji, admonished that the only path toward rapid growth of Gbagi people is for them to close ranks and speak with one voice, irrespective of diversity.
We are trying to revive our culture.
Others who spoke include Chairman of the occasion, Ambassador Zubairu Dada, the Esukwali Esuluka Ayedo Nsesan, and that of Buhari, and asked for the sustenance of the program, considering how it can revive values of the cultures of Gbagi people, especially as they are gradually eroding. Some of the awardees include former Governor Muhammad Umaru Bagu, Professor Abubakar Sadauki, Mrs. Mary Giwa, among others. From Mina, Niger State Capital, Umar Mohammed, ITV News.
The Benin Forum of Patriots, a social-cultural organization, has called on elders and leaders of Benin to broker peace among dissenting voices and ensures unity and sanity. This was part of resolutions disclosed at a press briefing held at Ozigbo Street off Ekenwa Road, Benin City. Joy Obaisi Agbon has the rest of it.
Briefing journalist Comrade Amowie Izodua Imasuen condemned activities on social media where Benins engage in verbal attacks against one another. He cited recent incidents including the public dehumanization of Dr. Pedro Obaseki and acts perceived as disrespect to the Benin royal throne.
Benins have been pitched against each other. Some sections of Benins had the temerity to throw tantrums at the royal throne, which is never acceptable. The recent dehumanization of Dr. Pedro Obaseki by some youths over an alleged sacrilegious statement took it to a fearful and worrisome dimension.
The group appealed to His Excellency Mr. Lucky Imasuen, Senator Eigie Uzame, and over 70 revered leaders, elders, and businessmen in Benin to intervene. They urged them to join Chief Sam Igbe, the Iyase of Benin, and Professor Princess Adesuwa Imovoni Akenzua, whom they designated as elders to ensure the de-escalation of the current tension in Benin.
We must understand that our oppression is to ensure that only the elders that are capable of settling whatever rancor the Benins currently have amongst themselves.
The interactive press conference featured a question and answer session, during which Comrade Osaze Edigin assured that the gathering was solely for the progress and unity of Benin. He expressed optimism that leaders and elders would take responsibility and rise to defend the unity of the Benin people.
It's about time the elders take up the mantle and speak to these issues so as this tension can be doused.
Everybody should sheath his or her sword and let us employ diplomacy and thoughtfulness.
Joy Obaisiagbon, ITV News.
The entertainment industry in Benin City has recorded another boost as Obazua Omede Multimedia Concepts, in collaboration with Ahmed Media and Digital Concept, held its third series of Edo Open Mic competition. The competition, which is powered by Prince Builders, is hosted by MC Commissioner and had a special guest appearance, musical super odds star Sir Peter Owaifo. Afosa Wangwe has details.
The competition, which is expected to showcase talented youths exhibiting their prowess using the microphone for different arts like singing, rapping, among others, is to get different fees attached to winners. Rapping, among others, has different fees attached to winners. According to the organizers, Ahmed Media and Digital Concept, the first prize will go home with 100,000 naira, second prize 70,000, while the third place will receive 30,000 naira. However, the show, which is powered by the Prince Builders, an estate developer, is also giving opportunity to the winners to perform live at the Edo Personalities Gala Night 2026. Commenting on the essence of the Edo Mic competition, Obazuwa Omede said it was to give opportunity to the youths to showcase their talents and show to the world their dexterity in handling the microphone. Amowia Destiny of Ahmed Media Concept said the third series has been able to live up to the expectations.
This is more like a preparation for my main show. It's a do open mic competition. So we organize this to hunt for young talents.
This is season 3, and this is a competition that sorts for talent, and them trying to give them a platform in the entertainment industry.
Some participants appreciated Omedemotic, Ahmad Media and Digital Concepts and Prince Builders for bringing such concepts close to them in Benin City.
I feel good. This is the second time I am winning a prize. So I say thank you to Osazuwa Omede.
Thank you for coming out to support entertainment. Thank you for coming out to support creativity. Thank you to the Prince Builders.
A big thank you to the organizers. This is wonderful. It's a platform to show talent.
We are trying to develop the youth so that we can curb social vices like cultism, crime from society. So we want to give the youth opportunity to showcase their talent.
The main event is scheduled to hold soon. From Benin, Fosa Wangwe, ITV News.
A member representing Egoi Kpabaka Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Murphy Osaro Moirui, has formally resigned from the Labour Party and declared his decision to join the African Democratic Congress. He made the announcement while addressing journalists at the party stakeholders at the Secretariat of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, Edo State. Ofuri Anito takes us there.
Addressing journalists in Benin City, the federal lawmaker, Honorable Murphy Osaro Mori, said his decision followed prolonged internal crisis within the Labour Party, which he said has made his continued stay impracticable despite his loyalty and commitment over the years.
You will recall that in February 2023, I was overwhelmingly elected by my constituents under the banner of Labour Party to represent them at the National Assembly. I have remained a loyal and committed party man. This fact is evident to the point that I was referred to as the landsman standing. All this is to buttress my stand support for Labour Party. However, in spite of all effort, the intractable crisis rocking the Labour Party has made my continued stay in the party practically impossible.
He disclosed that his resignation from the Labour Party was formally communicated to his ward leadership in December 2025 and has since been accepted, paving the way for his defection to the African Democratic Congress.
To this end, I wish to use this opportunity provided by this press briefing to let you know that I joined the new coalition of the African Democratic Congress at the State Secretariat. My joining the ADC coalition today is sequel to my resignation from Labour Party. I pledge my full commitment to working with party leaders, coalition partners, to advance the cause of good governance. To my constituents, I reaffirm my unwavering loyalty to you. Your trust remains my guiding principle.
The federal lawmaker assured his constituents of continued effective representation, stressing that the move was taken in the interest of good governance, political stability, and improved service delivery. From Benin, Ofure and Neto, ITV News.
Chairman of Akoko Edo Local Government, Right Honorable Alabi Bliss Oshonogwe, has assured residents of adequate security of lives and property. He gave the assurance shortly after visiting victims of a recent kidnap attempt. Donald M.A.N. has details.
Right Honorable Alabi Bliss Oshonogwe visited the two hospitals where the injured victims were receiving treatment. He disclosed that a comprehensive manhunt has been launched to track down the fleeing suspects and bring them to justice. The Akoko Edo Local Government Chairman also visited the scene of crime while returning from an official engagement in Benin City. A child divisional police officer in Ibilo 25 regular patrols in the affected area to consolidate security gains, assuring residents that adequate measures have been put in place to ensure the safety of life and property across Akoko Edo. According to eyewitness accounts, the operatives of the Edo State Security Corps, in collaboration with other security agencies, successfully foiled a kidnapping attempt by suspects disguising in uniform of one of the security agencies. The incident occurred along the Ekpedo Bekuma Langpese Ibilo Road in Akoko Edo Local Government area. From Akoko Edo Local Government area of Edo State, Donald A. Minyen, ITV News.
The Executive Chairman of the Edo State Senior Secondary Education Board, Dr. Rita Erewele, in line with her leadership responsibilities and, of course, the Edo State government's commitment to reforming the education sector, has held an interactive meeting with executive principals from the 18 local government areas of the state. The meeting, held at a hall within the premises of Idia College, Benin City, was aimed at reaffirming the chairman's readiness to address prevailing challenges and strengthen collaboration between the board and, of course, public senior secondary schools ahead of the 2026 academic session. Jolade Ojo has the rest of it.
The meeting provided a strategic platform for discussions between members of the board, representatives from the various senatorial districts, and executive principals, with a focus on repositioning senior secondary schools in Edo State for greater efficiency and improved academic performance. In a welcome address, the executive chairman, Dr. Rita Erewele, expressed appreciation to the principals for their attendance, stressing the importance of the interactive session in ensuring the smooth and effective implementation of the 2026 academic program across public senior secondary schools in the state.
When we enhance our collaboration, we will be effectively guided with the policies and expectations of the board.
During the interactive session, the executive principals highlighted several challenges confronting their schools, including inadequate funding, a demanding academic calendar, stalled promotions for teachers, and the poor state of offices and furniture, among other concerns.
In some schools, some principals have to employ security guards to guard their schools. They pay from their salary.
In a response, Dr. Rita Erewele assured the principals that their concerns will be addressed, noting the Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpewolo, remains fully committed to improving the education system in the state.
So in this interactive session has given us opportunity to get feedback from the executive principals, and they were also informed about the beautiful plans our able governor has for the senior secondary schools across the state in the year 2026.
She's really a mother and a leader, and she's giving us hope that solution will be profiled on every issue that we have mentioned here.
Her responses are mind-blowing, has calmed all the nerves.
She reaffirmed the board's commitment to capacity development and the promotion of quality education across all public senior secondary schools in Edo State. From Benin, Jolade Ojo, ITV News.
The Edo State Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project, otherwise known as Edo Elpres, has successfully conducted a public bid for major livestock infrastructure interventions, reaffirming its commitment for transparency, accountability, and value for money in public procurement, as well as aimed at strengthening productivity and resilience across the state. The report by Emmanuel Akpololoho is presented by Ikmanwosa Ogiagbe. We'll bring in a report later on. The Edo National Association Worldwide has marked a historic milestone with the official commissioning of the Anal Dialysis and Diagnostic Center, a world-class healthcare facility established to improve access to quality and affordable medical services in Benin City, Edo State. The report filed by Shalom Onwogara is presented by Jolade Ojo.
The well-attended ceremony attracted Eno executives, medical professionals, and Nigerians in the diaspora, all united by a shared vision of improving healthcare delivery for Edo people. The chairman of the occasion, Professor Dixon Idusui, described the Dialysis and Diagnostic Center as a strategic intervention aimed at addressing the growing demand for specialized renal care and advanced diagnostic services in the state.
ENAW, Edo National Association, is a combination of all clubs in North America, Canada, and now in Europe. So each local club comes together to form the National Association.
In her address, the president of the association, Engineer Bose Ogbefun Ovieso, emphasized that the facility was established to reduce medical tourism.
As we officially commission this Dialysis and Diagnostic Center, we celebrate not only a milestone but a movement, one built on compassion, collaboration, and community spirit.
The ceremony was further enlivened by performances from Edo cultural troops and presentation of awards to deserving individuals whose dedication and support made the project a reality. The highlight was the official commissioning of the medical center by the Edo State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Cyril Shomole, and the unveiling of the Wall of Fame.
I commissioned this dialysis center in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost.
The commissioning of the Annual Dialysis and Diagnostic Center represents a significant stride in the association's contribution to healthcare development. From Benin, Jola Deojo, ITV News.
Moving on, the final journey to eternity of the late Princess Mabel Osenwawa, fondly called Ododo One, has begun, as family members, friends, and well-wishers gathered in large numbers to pay their last respect and celebrate the life of the revered matriarch who passed on at the age of 80. Ofuri Anito has details.
It was a moment of deep emotion as the body of the late Princess Mabel Osenwawa, popularly known as Ododo One, departed Hope Mortuary, marking the commencement of her funeral rites. Moved to her residence where family members, friends and sympathizers received the remains with traditional and family rites observed in her honor. Children of the late Princess Mabel Osenwawa paid glowing tributes to their mother, describing her as a loving, caring and supporting parent whose values and legacy will continue to live on with her family and those she came in contact with.
I miss my mom because she's a mother. Not just a mother, she's a teacher, she's an advisor, she's the mother of all. Anytime my mother don't hear about me, he used to call me, pet me, Big Daddy, where are you? Are you at home? That is, I love my mother so much.
I miss a lot about her. She was a lovely mother. She was not just my mother-in-law, she was my mother. I will miss her prayer because anytime I call her, she always pray for me. I miss her prayer a lot. I miss how she advised me. She always told me, you are not my daughter-in-law, you are my daughter. Always behave like my daughter. Don't think that you are my daughter-in-law. I miss a lot about her.
The late Princess Mabel Osemuwa, popularly called Ododo One, is survived by her husband, 4 children, and 10 grandchildren. From Benin, Ofuri and Neto, ITV News.
Now, upset. Thanks for watching. I am Philip Omo Gupon. Good morning.
ITV, certainly the...
Ọba àtọ́jú ọba àtọ́pẹ́. Ojúde aṣáájú ọbẹ̀ ọ̀dọ́pẹ́. Àyàbá dọ́gé ọba ọ̀dọ́pẹ́. Àdàyè àtọ́gé ọba ọ̀dọ́pẹ́. Ẹgbẹ̀júwà.
2026, a day we wake up, we dress up, and we show up on your ultimate breakfast current affairs program this morning on ITV, where we'll bring you up to speed and information, everything happening in the polity and in the politics. I am Lawrence Osifo in our Benin Network Center, and I have my colleagues in Lagos and in Abuja also on a standby for us to walk you through what is really happening in the political angle of Nigeria, what's happening to Nigeria's democracy, what's happening ahead of the 2027 general elections. We're seeing defections, we're seeing alignment, we're seeing putting up together from political parties, party A, party B, party C, everybody trying to strategize on how to go into 2027. To the politician, they are already in 2027, but to the electorate, this is 2026. Let's talk to my colleague in Lagos, Patricia Gabriel is on a standby in Lagos before we hook up to Abuja. So let's talk to the Center of Excellence before we go to the Center of Unity. Patricia, beautiful morning. The first time we're meeting on this show for the year. Yeah, the very first. Happy New Year to you.
Yes, Lawrence. Happy New Year. You look so amazing, Lawrence. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you very much.
How's Benin? Let me be the one to ask you. How's Benin?
Oh, you have to steal my question from me. Okay, you caught me there. Benin City is cool and calm. Those who came for the U-tide, they are going back to where they came from. So the city, we're going back to our default setting, the normal way of life. Work has resumed in earnest. Everybody, school will be resuming on Monday. So everybody's just gearing up. You know, normal life I've started already. The normal bustling and hustling, you know, you have to wake up very early. To some of us who stay very far from our workplace, so that you get down to the office very early enough, especially with the nature of our job, so you don't get stuck in traffic. In some cases, you wouldn't, you know, it's not funny. But Benin City is cool as at now. The only thing we're not feeling is the Hamatan. We don't know what happened. It's like they sold our Hamatan away from the city of Benin. We've never experienced Hamatan since 2025 to 2026, and it's not too cool for us or palatable for us. Then let's not talk about the dust. Is the dusty season, you know, the dust is also there. But Benin City is generally cool and calm.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to let you know about Lagos. Lagos is cool and calm. We also didn't experience the Harmattan. You know, it's so hot right here in Lagos. Everywhere is hot. Everybody's complaining. And then, of course, you know how busy Lagos is. But during the Christmas and the New Year, you know, the traffic was reduced because a lot of people traveled out of Lagos. But right now, the traffic has resumed.
You have to resume.
You know, if you were to leave the house by 6 a.m. before the Christmas and New Year, or rather during the Christmas and New Year, you now leave home by 5 a.m. so you could beat the traffic.
That is Lagos.
Lawrence.
That is Lagos for you. That is the center of excellence. So everybody who traveled to their village, to the east, to the north, to the south, to the west, they are back to the center of excellence. So bustling, hustling have started. It's a brand new year, so everybody is back. I know, I understand. I know how Lagos could be. I've been there, so I understand the whole, especially when you live in the island, you're working in the mainland, or you live in the mainland, you're working in the island, you know, stuffs like that. But it's all good. We'll keep our fingers crossed to look forward to a better year ahead for us in 2026.
True.
A tip into the iceberg. Let's get to hear what we'll be hearing from you in Lagos.
It's going to be an interesting discussion this morning, trust me. I mean, because we'll be looking at the battle in Rivers State. You know, the crisis has escalated as APC governors backs Fubara. Now the APC governors are backing Fubara because, you know, of course, he defected from PDP to APC. And the governors are saying, you are the sole administration of the state, and so you're the chairman of APC in the state. Nobody's going to take that from you. So the battle begins. The governors are backing Fubara. And then, of course, our dear Nelson Wike is saying, no, Fubara is not the chairperson of APC in the state. So it's a battle, and honestly, I don't know where this battle is going to take the APC and the Rivers State too. We're just going to be watching, and then hold on for our guest who is coming to analyze what this battle is all about.
Absolutely, Patricia. The Rivers conundrum, the Rivers hula baloo, the Rivers higi haga can never end. It's like a battle that never ends. But we'll continue to watch and see what happens. Wike said Fubara cannot be 001 in Rivers, but he's not a member of the party. He's not a member of APC. He said he's a member of PDP. So I wonder why the guy is troubled. Let's talk to Charity Tanko, the Center of Unity. So at this juncture, I can actually say, blessed art thou, am I, amongst women. Charity, good morning.
Good morning, Lawrence. Definitely blessed art thou amongst women. And good morning, Patricia. Happy New Year.
Good morning, Charity. Happy New Year to you.
Well, we are in interesting times. It's all about politics. And this year is pre-election year. Interesting things are happening. Defection upon defection and more defections are being expected from other parties to the ruling party. It's as if the APC is taking everything and leaving nothing for opposition parties. So like Patricia said, looking at what is happening in Rivers, here in the Federal Capital Territory, everywhere is quiet. I heard you people talking about Lagos, traffic and everything, but here in the Federal Capital Territory, it's as if people are yet to resume. But what we will be discussing this morning, we're going to be looking at party tussle, how the APC seems to be conquering everywhere. As we speak, the APC controls 28 states, and more are expected, as more governors are expected to defect to the All Progressives Congress. Would APC face a stiff opposition? Yes, there are indications that the African Democratic Party, that the ADC, is trying to gathering momentum to put a stiff opposition. But there are others who are arguing that with the people in the ADC, we have the former Vice President, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. We have the likes of Peter Obi, who was a strong contender in 2023 under the Labour Party.
All right.
And I think we also have Kwankwaso. So looking at all these individuals in the ADC, will the ADC be able to do what the APC did in 2014 and 2015?
Okay. So many interesting time there, Charity. We know it's pre-election year. To the politicians, it's already election year. But to we the electorate or to the electorate, it's pre-election year. But we'll look at to see how this whole thing pans out. Here in Benin, our focus will be on Nigeria's nonsense democracy. The relationship between the executive and the legislature. Is it cordial, or one arm of government is controlling the other arm? We know what the principle of separation of power says according to Baron de Montesquieu under his propounding the principle. So our attention will be on executive-legislature relationship. And I have someone who is a member of the Edo State House of Assembly, legislator, who will be doing justice to that discussion. So much we have in store for our viewers this morning, from Abuja to Benin to Lagos. Sit back on your TV. We have so much discussion for you. We'll take a break to bring you the paper's headlines. Stay with us. For staying with us, it's TMI on the ITV network here in Benin Network Center. Let's flip through the pages of the paper, see what the papers are saying, so you can grab one and get an insight. This day newspaper will begin with Wike Fubara is an ungrateful child, declares Rainbow Coalition will produce all electives positions. Wike Fubara is an ungrateful child, declares Rainbow Coalition will produce all elective positions. U.S. demands visa bond from Nigerians, nationals of 37 other countries. Also, Chief of Army Staff tours terror-ravaged Niger as bandit attack Old National Park in Oyo. We'll move to the next paper, which is the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph is leading with NLC slams new tax law, queries FG's borrowing. NLC slams new tax law, queries FG's borrowing. Above the masthead budget, states intensify IGR drive to fund 30.728 trillion naira appropriation. Below, you can see suspend strikes. CMDs, MDs beg Johesu NAROD, that's a National Association of Resident Doctors. They are pleading that they should suspend their strike. We know the toll this could have in the health sector. To the next one, leadership. Leadership is leading. 2027, Obi's ex-running mate, Baba Ahmed, joins presidential race. You can find out on page 27. Katsina government reviews reasons behind renewed bandit attack. Court orders interim forfeiture of 231 billion naira properties linked to former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, SAN. On sports, AFCON, Super Eagles stop training, demands bonus payment. Always a problem anytime we go out for international outings. Federal government, please pay them their money. That's all I can say. You can also see suspended Lassa fever patient escape, suspected rather, Lassa fever patient escape from isolation center. That's tension mounts. You can find that in page 20. Also, U.S. introduced visa bond for Nigerians orders, page 7. Makinde vows decisive response as terrorists kill 5 Oyo forest guard, page 23. And finally, Labour demands review of new tax laws as Sumono book launch rather. And Dangote withdraws petition against ex-downstream regulator Ahmed. Okay, the Daily Trust. Court orders ex-AGF Malami 57 assets for feature. Why Obi may not get ADC presidential ticket, Dati Baba Ahmed is the one saying. Still on the Daily Trust, days after nurse's mother, lawyer killed in Abuja. Continued insecurity in Nigeria, a threat to the Nigerian state. The government should do something. Dangote withdraws petition against ex-NMDPRA boss from ICPC. And finally, NLC to the federal government, suspend tax laws implementation now. We'll move to the Nigerian Tribune. Nigerian Tribune is leading. Bandit attacks on Oyo National Park, kills 5 forest guard. Super Eagles boycott training ahead of Algeria match. Back page of the Tribune, you can find that. Analysts forecast stable naira in 2026, project trading bond at 1,350 naira to the dollar and 1,450 naira to the dollar. Dangote withdraws petition against NMDPRA ex-NMDPRA Ahmed Farouk from ICPC. 5 farmers killed in Benue. You can find that on page 24. Extension of budget, lifespan not an illegality, budget office. And finally, new tax law, stop inflicting pains on Nigerian workers. NLC tells FG. Okay, to the next paper. I think, okay, that's all we will be looking at for the paper this morning. So all you just need to do, grab a copy of any of the national dailies, Tribune, Guardian, The Nation, New Telegraph, and get a fuller details of what the papers are saying. Even if you cannot grab a copy, open your phone. You can get them online. They're there. Okay, so we'll take a break. Let the conversation begin. Nigeria's nonsense democracy. The relationship between the legislature and the executive. Like I said earlier, Baron de Montesquieu, a philosopher who propounded the principle of separation of power, executive, legislature, judiciary. How cordial is the relationship between the executive and the legislature under Nigeria's nonsense democratic dispensation since 1999? A lawmaker, a legislator in the State House of Assembly is here with me in the studio. We'll have that conversation as robust as it should be. But we'll take a break for me to usher in my guest. Stay with us. It's TMI on ITV. edition is about to begin now. Benin Network Center, where we'll start from. I told you before we went on the break, the government was structured, democracy was structured. People will tell you it's a government for the people, of the people, by the people. But there was a theory that was propounded by the great philosopher Baron de Montesquieu, the proportion of the principle of separation of power, which gave us the legislature for lawmaking, the executive for implementation of the laws, and the judiciary for the interpretation of the laws. Nigeria have been a democratic state since 1999, uninterrupted democracy for the past 25 years, still nonsense, as some persons will say in different quarters. But what is the relationship really between the executive arms, those in charge of implementing this law, and the legislative arm in charge of making the laws? Because without the lawmaking, there will be no law implementation. So we'll be looking at the relationship between the executive and legislature. How cordial is it? Is it cordial at all if it is under the democratic dispensation of Nigeria, whether at the federal level, at the state level, or at the local government level? My guest, a seasoned lawyer by training, not just lawyer by training alone. He is a legislator, the member representing Ovia Northeast Constituency 1 of the Edo State House of Assembly, and also doubles as the minority leader of the House. Right Honorable Barrister Charity Igudala Agwobarian Esquire. Honorable, good to have you.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Good to have me. I'm happy to be here. My people at home, good morning. I want to thank you for joining us this morning. It's not only an informative program.
Yeah.
I think at a point like this kind of discussion is needed for citizen education and sensitization.
Absolutely.
So for that purpose, I feel obliged to come and to put my voice, except to quickly correct that you cannot call a 25-years-old uninterrupted democracy a nascent one.
But that's what they call it.
It is not nascent by any means.
So it's old already.
It is stunted, yes. If you say it is a stunted democracy, perhaps, but that it is nascent, it does not fall into that category.
Okay, so Honorable said it's stunted.
Yeah, it's stunted, yes, because in growth, it has not actually met expectation.
Okay.
But to be nascent, no, it's not.
All right. So I withdraw my statement of nonsense. Stunted. Once again, Happy New Year to you. Let me use this platform to wish you a Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
It's a brand new year. The year will look forward to better things.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
All right. First off, what is the function of the legislature beyond lawmaking and, maybe they will say lawmaking and oversight and other things? Outside that, what other things do you guys do in the legislature?
First, let me start from the beginning so that the foundation will be properly laid.
Yeah.
The functions of the legislature takes root from the Constitution. As a matter of fact, the legislature is that link that misses if you are not talking about democracy. That is to say, it is the legislature that assures of democracy.
Okay.
To that extent, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, particularly Section 4 thereof.
That's Chapter 2.
Yes. Stated clearly the powers of the legislature.
Okay.
Then Section 5 talks about the executive powers. Then Section 6 now stated about the judiciary. So if you see the way it is even arranged, the prominence of each of these arms of government is clearly undertaken by the Constitution, which is the ground norm, which is the document that determines our relationship as a people in a country. And that Constitution factored that the country legislature, that is the legislative arm of government, is primus inter pares.
Okay.
That is the first amongst equals. And the function of the legislature is clearly spelled out. It is theory mainly that in broad terms, even though we do some expansion of the exercise.
That is why you are here. Let's expand it.
The first function of a legislator is lawmaking.
Okay.
The function of legislation. You see, it even takes away. It even takes from the. That is, the name itself is tied to its function.
Absolutely.
Legislation. So legislation is about lawmaking. That is the main one. The second important function of a legislature is the issue of representation. Your legislature is your first voice. As a matter of fact, it is the closest to the people. The temperature.
So they are closer than the executive to the people.
By far, by far. The constituents, the first person you meet when you have issues is the legislature.
The person representing your constituency.
The legislator representing your area is the person that actually will voice it out. Is the person that will say, this is what is painful to our people. Some months ago, it became so recurrent in my ears everywhere I go to about the challenge at Ovia River. Our constituents, like my constituents, for example, were very, very, they were not happy at all at the state of the bridge and the consequent challenge of having to face blood every other day because of the avoidable accident that was going on there. So because of the incident caused by our people that, Honorable Charity, please, at a time like this is the most difficult aspect of our life now. People are dying. Yes, they may not be constituents, but they are human beings.
They are humans. They are Nigerians.
We are being dehumanized by having to see death, avoidable death every day. Life is becoming too brutish,
nasty and short.
You know that. So as a result of that, we intervened. And in our representative capacity, we did a nationwide media coverage of the state of that bridge. And believe you not, in less than 2 weeks after that national outcry by us, as representative of the people, that I mean the sagacious people of Ovia Northeast 1 constituency, the government came from, they woke up from its slumber, and as we speak, the place is passable. Even though the standard we gave them,
it was not what you got.
The standard we gave them is that of the 3rd mainland bridge in Lagos. But they were able to make it passable. As we speak, the place is passable. The place has been refurbished. That is the area of representation. Then we now go to the other area, the oversight function. A very cardinal function of the legislature, as couched in our constitution, is the issue of appropriation, what the general people call budgeting. So the legislature is saddled with the responsibility of looking at the resources expected in a year and looking at the needs of the people. And because needs are insatiable, human ones are insatiable. We look at what is available and apportion it, and of course across constituency line. So you see every legislature is struggling. Let this thing come to my constituency. Let this thing come to my constituency, and that is factored into bringing what we call an appropriation bill. The bill is
from the executive.
From the executive. Then the bill is presented as a document, like a proposal. As the representative of the people, look at this appropriation bill and ascertain if what is allotted to each sector and a part of the state is appropriate. And the legislator will sit down, look at it, and approved. By way of approval, they have passed a law. The appropriation bill is passed. Then by the time the governor put an assent to it, it becomes a law that must be implemented in the year. That means every other project that is captured in the budget for the year will now be executed by the government.
Okay.
Pending availability of funds.
Because
you see, it is a projection. It's an expectation of what
you will
get. Because if that does not come, then the doing will not be possible.
Absolutely.
So that is a very cardinal function of the legislature. So having passed that budget, it becomes a responsibility on the lawmaker to ensure that what is captured in that budget is reflected on the ground.
In reality.
In reality. That's what they call oversight function.
Okay.
So those are the three main functions
of the legislature. Okay.
That as of today, that is the three constitutionally bestowed function.
Lawmaking.
Of the, representation
and oversight.
Oversight function.
Okay. The three cardinal as of today, like you said, because you were there. So hearing from you makes it more elaborate for the understanding of the people. Now, let's now start going to the connection between the executive and the legislature. How cordial can you describe the relationship of the executive under this democratic dispensation, whether at the federal level, the state level, or even at the local government level? Do you think it is cordial enough? Because I have more questions to bring out from that cordial relationship. Give us an insight as a legislator that you are in the legislature.
First, let me do an overview before I specify.
Okay.
I will think that the term cordiality should not define the relationship between any arm of government.
Okay.
It is not really, it is not the best term
to use.
Because if you say cordial, it seems, maybe there is one relationship that need to
husband and wife relationship.
What I think is about your function.
Okay.
Are you doing your own?
Yeah.
Am I doing my own? We should not be fixated, because there's a reason I'm saying this. We should not be fixated with cordiality. We should be more interested about function.
Okay.
Are you functioning properly?
The way you should,
the way
according to the Constitution.
That the Constitution apportioned your function.
Yeah.
Then is the other one also functioning in his own? Because the way it is done, by way of the principle of separation of power that you have so elegantly spoken about, as propounded by Baron Montesquieu, the separation of power has its checks and its balances, so that there is no arm of government that erodes the other. Everybody is doing their own, but ultimately everything coming together for the common good of the citizenry. So, for example, the government cannot, that is the executive arm, cannot just start willy-nilly executing projects without the approval
of the
legislative arm. So it is not also possible for the legislature, for example, to just wake up one day and start functioning in executive capacity. So everybody is in his stuff. So there is this mutual respect and there's allowance for everybody to function. That way, the people will have confidence in the system.
Okay.
Then there is assurance of liberty. Then there is this, even if it is not true, but there is this similitude of transparency and responsibility.
Okay.
Then by the time it becomes so fused that you can hardly separate the legislature from the executive because of this hyped, overhyped, what do you call it just now? Cordiality.
Cordiality, okay.
And so many things we get lost.
Okay.
Because like we say in law, it is not, justice is not what is done, it's what seems to
have been done in the eyes of the people.
Let it be seen that the legislature is separate. There is no cordiality that you want to foster that will now make it look like the legislature is subsumed.
Yeah.
For example, in my years of practice of law, if you file a motion and you start saying in the motion like it has been granted, so many judges will frown at it. He say it is presumptuous.
Presumptions or prejudice of the judicial process.
It is presumptuous. You are already assuming that I will grant this motion.
What if I did not?
What if I do not? That is the challenge I have with the
word cordiality.
Not only cordiality, okay, with the function of the legislature and executive in Nigeria today.
Okay.
Because there is this this belief that whatever go there will be approved.
Exactly. We will still get there.
So I do not subscribe to that kind of relationship. I'm not saying that if it is right, it should not be done.
It should not be done.
But it should not be a matter of, we know they will do it.
They will do it.
And they will really do it the way.
And people will now start saying the legislature is a rubber stamp legislature.
Even if, I don't like that word, but that's what people say. It is there. Each time they use it, yeah, and I know I'm a member of the House of Assembly, it gets to me in a way that I don't like. But sometimes it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So I'm not an advocate of the kind of cordiality that give assurance of approval before it is even examined. I am a very serious advocate of a legislature that is not assured. Yeah, that is not, or rather, I'm a very serious advocate of a legislature that you cannot predict the outcome of your demand.
Decision, what they want to do.
So that as you are making the demand, you are afraid, will they or will they not? So, for example, the issue of clearance of commissioners and other political appointees, it has become so adulterated, even at the federal level, ministers and maybe ambassadors and others,
nominees.
It has become a thing of, oh, anything that goes in comes out.
Just comes out like that, without questioning.
We have also been inquisitive enough to follow processes, especially from the people that we copied this democracy from.
Yeah.
The American presidential system of government, which we have told everybody we are emulating. They are our stereotype that we are trying to follow. If that is the case, we should follow them properly. And when we say so, I start remembering the song by Fela Anikulapo Kuti, that is this democracy? That is perhaps demonstration of grace. Why did the white man not tell us that this is not how
the democracy
it is
practiced
in their area?
Yeah.
People no go vote. How we can get this big numbers? All those kind of things. If you are going to follow a person, you should follow the person well. To the extent that even in the Christian faith,
if you're copying, you should copy well.
Even in the Christian faith, if you want to be, you are a Christian, that you want to be Christ-like, people should know it by your action.
Absolutely.
Not by your mouthing it. Oh, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian. They will look at you and say, oh, he's Christ-like, he's Christian.
That was what even happened in the Bible. That's how the word came. They were behaving like Christ in Antioch, and they called them Christians.
If you want to be a democratic government, built in the form of the American system, then we should act it. In America, if you are to be appointed into any political office, you are afraid of yourself, because the way you were born, all the things you have done,
history is there.
Your pedigree, your yesterday, your projected tomorrow will be brought to the
table like a blank sheet for you to see,
and so much light will be dimmed on it. So there will be a proper illumination of your person and your character, and a projection of what is expected,
even family background,
everything. So why is it that in Nigeria, because of the issue of cordiality, everything goes garbage in, garbage out, to the extent that it is even assumed that before the executive brought it, they would have done the check now. If they did, why are they bringing it to you?
That's a bigger question.
Yes. So why are they bringing it to you? How come that it is after the a clearance
that
we now start hearing. After the purported clearance by the executive, by the legislature, I'm talking about the national now.
Yeah.
Then we now start hearing so many things about the people that were cleared. And now people are now telling you about even lack of security clearance.
Yeah. In most cases.
So how come at that point of interrogation at the legislative arm, these things are not found, faulted, and the application perhaps rejected or modified? So I will not pursue cordiality.
Okay.
I will pursue function.
Functions,
yes,
rather than cordiality.
Cordiality. If you want to become a commissioner in the state, and upon political consideration you are nominated, the legislature should be able to look at. That is why also I'm a very strong advocate of portfolio. If you are submitting the name of Mr.
You tie the portfolio to it.
Yes, to clear for commissionership position.
Nominee.
You should let me know that this nominee is going for this ministry, so that I will now look at his past vis-a-vis the proposed position that is going to. For example, you cannot bring to me, for the purpose of clearance, an engineer
and take the Ministry of Budget.
And you
engineer is supposed to be in the Ministry of Works or Infrastructure.
And you say we have cleared him.
Yeah.
Yes, we cleared him for commissionership, but it does not mean that he will not fall into any place.
Any portfolio, anywhere.
So, a functional legislation, we demand that as you are bringing names for commissionership, let us know the offices they are going to occupy, so that as we are clearing them, we are looking at their suitability
and ask relevant questions.
Yes, their suitability to the offices they are going to. So if you just bring everybody in, commissioner, then I'm to clear. Then will I be asking a qualified accountant about the function of an attorney general?
No, that's not his field.
That is not his field.
Someone who study law should be for attorney general.
So why, assuming there are 5 lawyers in the list,
on the list,
so will I be asking all 5 about the office of attorney general when I know that the 5 of them cannot occupy that office?
It's one person that will occupy.
I should be able to know upon submission that this person is going for the office of the attorney general, and being the only commissionership office, or even at the level of the federal ministerial office that is clearly stated
in the Constitution.
Yeah. I should know that this person cannot just go and take that office without proper scrutiny.
Absolutely.
So my question should not be geared towards a position that is so sacrosanct that the Constitution found it worthy to be mentioned. And you know, some of his function is even clearly stated in the Constitution, like the power of knowledge prosecuting. I should be able to know whether this man is somebody that we abuse that kind of power, because he's so powerful.
No, knowledge prosecute is extremely powerful.
This is a power that is not subject to review.
It's not.
The attorney general will say, you kill somebody, go
you
home.
Can go home. You're set free.
And you go home.
And you just go.
So who should be that person?
Without presidential pardon. Who is the person?
Who should be that person? It should not be an ordinary man. True. It should be somebody that can carry the toga in a way that I'm not afraid that he's going to abuse
the office when he gets there.
So if I don't know who is going there, how will I ask the person?
Amazing.
So you see, functions are no longer functional because of cordiality. Because you are cordial, we don't want to seem like we are against the governor.
True.
That can never come into contemplation. And unfortunately, it is at the center of many of the discussion and processes at the legislative level. The fear of offending the executive. We should not talk about offense. We should be talking about, are we doing what is right for the common good of the state? Are we pursuing an agenda that will make Nigeria better as senators and as members of the House of Rep. If a thing is brought to the table, it's our first allegiance to the people of Nigeria or to the president. Are we standing on the mandate, or are we standing on the welfare
of the people
and good governance of the country? So those are things that should agitate the mind of a legislator every day.
Yeah.
This law we are going to pass, is it for the purpose of employment of the boys, or for the purpose of making life better for the people of the state or of the federation? Because we have to make the distinction that whereas at the national level there is a bicameral legislative structure where you have the House of Rep and you have the Senate. So ordinarily you would think that because of that dichotomy, processes will be more
cumbersome,
maybe not cumbersome, but processes will be more
critical.
Exactly, critical.
Okay. Because after one house, it goes to the second house.
Yes, I prefer critical.
Okay.
It will be more critical, and it will be more responsive. And reflective.
The mistake that was made at the upper house, the lower house can correct.
Yes, reflective of a better censor, that people have looked at it very well and critically analyze the pros and the cons, and that at the end of the day, what comes out will be better. But you see, most of the time, what we see happen, especially at the Senate level in this dispensation, is leaves more to be desired, because that is the collection of some of the best brains in the country ordinarily. The Senate was first practiced in the ancient
Greek city,
and it was a body that was populated by the oligarchs, the people that have made it in society.
That made it in life, the big boys.
And you see, that time, making it is not like all the sudden wealth we now
illegally
get.
Or from different men.
Then it was a function of industry. It was a function of enterprise. It was a function of dedication. Sometimes it even comes through the family line. When your father is a rich man, your father is able to sustain that. In short, it goes to 5-6 generations of successive industry.
Wealth, just like that.
As a result of that, there is a deliberate training. As you are growing up, there's a deliberate training that you know that from this family, somebody will come out. There is a class system. So those kind of people, they have a responsibility towards the state to make sure that it works, especially the ancient Athens. So these senators are not there because of salary. They are there to protect the very fabric of society. So there is a minimum requirement to get there. And once you are there, you cannot fall below that.
So there's a standard already that has been set.
Standard. So their activity is usually regulated by a devotion to the states. They call it the city states. So they are all trained deliberately on statecraft. But unfortunately in Nigeria, you see, sometimes people just make money that are not investigated because they can fund. They contest election and win.
Is that also not a failure on the part of the legislature?
No.
It's not a failure on the part of the
legislature. It doesn't concern the legislature.
But they are the one that makes laws that will definitely track down someone who makes an illegal fund or illegal money.
Yes, it will be a fault of the legislature if there are no laws.
Okay.
But you will agree with me that we will have too much laws. We have too much laws. Perhaps that we may even start making intellectual inquiry into
some of the bills that are presented.
Into the problem of too much laws.
Okay.
Because they said too many cooks spoil the broth.
Spoil the food, yeah.
So it may be that because the laws are too much, we are not confused.
We don't even know how to obey or to follow anymore.
So I have started a discussion with some of my friends on the level of intellectual discourse that perhaps some of the, as ludicrous as it may sound, some of the problem of our society is that we have too much laws.
Coming from a legislator like you now.
Yes, I'm telling you, because if you look at these countries that are actually very obedient to their laws,
working,
they don't have too much laws.
Like we do.
They don't have they don't have 1/10 of our law. As we speak in Britain, they still operate their Magna Carta.
So what is the problem? What can we attribute to the problem?
Because
is it the failure on the executive or the failure on the legislature?
We like to dance to the gallery. We want simulations. Meanwhile, when it comes to the real matter,
you want to get public accolade.
Yes, when it gets to the real matter, we filter out. How are we not able to do simple things? Then we are thinking about very, very high-floating things.
Yeah.
Okay, let me even just delve into the issue of the tax law, for example. You see the embarrassments that happened towards the end of this year, when the legislature was saying that
what they brought to them,
what we approved,
is different from what is
published. What can be worse than that?
Biggest embarrassment.
So that means the executive assumes that whatever we give,
it will always
come back. Or rather, whatever we even publish, these people are not critical enough to even look at it again the second time. Is that assumption that people call cordiality that I don't like? Because if you have brought an executive bill by way of a tax reform, and the legislature being the representative of the people, I told you about the representative function of the legislature. I have now looked at it and said, okay, tax, well, it is a global phenomenon.
It's a global phenomenon.
What everybody does. So let it not be that we just shove it, even though the condition for operating a taxation regime like they are proposing has not been funded in Nigeria. We don't have those things.
We don't even have the ground, the standard to begin with.
All those cash that the other people do, that gives them the moral justification to say, you that have, come and pay tax. Because is this one that we are taking from you that we want to use to take care of those that don't have? We don't have them. How do we treat our poor? Because where we are talking about, the people we are quickly referring to as collecting tax, usually collect the tax to take care of the poor. And the people you call poor, it may not be poverty as a function of
not having money.
Not having money. It may be a disability.
Yeah.
It may be
people in the hospital that cannot pay their bills.
The man that has been paying tax to take care of others may not need more money than he earns, and he takes from that one because he has been contributing. That way, taxation is not a pain. But by the time you know that this my tax is going to buy fuel for somebody's private jet,
so you'll be angry about it.
It becomes a challenge.
Exactly.
You are taking a tax from me that I should use to buy meat in my soup, and you are not using it to
someone
buy
who's buying a jet A1.
You are not using it to buy a live goat for your pet.
Wow.
So me, I cannot eat food as a human,
but your pet
is eating a full goat. Then I will not be happy. So as a result of that, the legislation and say, okay, let us look at it. Okay, this one passes, this one does not pass, this one does not pass. Then you now want to go and publish
from our behind.
From the going to go and publish a law that is not the one approved by the legislature. And you see, they've killed it. Nobody is talking about it again.
Yeah.
The whole matter has been
the implementation has started already.
In the name of cordiality. I don't like that kind of cordiality. What I want is function. what the legislature should do at that point is to strike down the law.
Okay.
Because it becomes an illegal construction.
But do you think they have the will to do that?
That is cordiality. And that is what keeps the function. Because the business of lawmaking is a sacred one.
Very, very sacred.
Because
that's why it is called the hallowed chamber.
What we are doing now is what God did at that mount, handing over the laws to Moses. That my people must abide by it. And failure, because it will not be law if there is no consequence. Failure to abide by it, there are consequences.
Okay.
So, on earth, you are not taking the function of God. You are not going to look at a certain problem in society and you design it into legislative form.
Yeah.
And in legislative form, you say this is how life should be conducted. If it is not conducted like this, this is the repercussion. It takes the highest level of the sense of responsibility to do that. Because you are one of it is this. You are afraid that perhaps this law haven't been made. It may work hardship on a certain demography. You must think about that. That this law that I'm passing, is it going to be giving equal justice to everybody? If not, the people that are not caught in this cage of responsibility, how do we cater for them?
Okay.
The people that are in offense, that is people that breach the law, what kind of punishment
should be melted?
That will be melted, that will be reformative. I'm a very strong advocate of reformative justice instead of punitive justice. Because if you now say an eye for an eye, by the time you pursue
everybody will be blind.
Everybody will become blind in society. So let us be more progressive in our function as lawmakers.
Okay.
Let it be a function that is sacred and responsible.
Yeah.
Like when I was campaigning in my election 2023, my position, which I still hold very strongly, even though my representation have not reflected that fully.
Generally.
Yes. Is that let those who know the law make the law. So knowledge of the law is not a law degree.
Knowledge of the law is not by having a law degree.
No, it's not a law degree.
Okay.
It is about inclination. Your degree in law may be an advantage.
Absolutely.
But it does not end there. You must have the zeal
to want to know the quest.
Inclination to know that this is what we balance society. You know, I was talking about the Athens the other time.
Yes.
That their persuasion is not, because of course they were not paid then. They were nobles. So they come, they sit down, they discuss about their society and proffer solutions and proffer projections on how the society will grow.
Yeah.
As minute as the thickness of a road was legislated on. So that in the Roman Empire under Cicero, you cannot build a road except a certain condition is met. That is why even in Europe today, Roman roads are still available, because they will tell you that no road should come except it has 4 layers.
Wow.
So by the time
but we don't have that in this part of the world.
That is
do we?
That is because we have decided to misbehave. We have decided to misbehave. We have not started though. I said our democracy is stunted. I'm saying that responsibly because we are not really very
so you mean the democracy is static, it's not growing? It's not. That's what the word stunted actually means.
It's not growing.
It's not revolving, it's just in one place.
It's supposed to grow irrespective of who is there.
Yeah.
It is not, a government should not be doing a thing because somebody is occupying a position. A government should do a thing because that is the policy of government, irrespective of who occupies the position, the seat.
Okay.
So that is when we now talk about institutionalization of governance. And institutionalization of governance comes from legislation. It is the legislature that we say, look at the uproar that is going on in America today. In spite of the fact that so many people think the capture of
Maduro Nicolas,
yes, in Venezuela is good, but they are saying you cannot do it as a president without the approval of the Senate. That
because
is institution.
They have a legislative house.
The Senate are dragging
President Trump. I watched that video, I think yesterday evening.
They are dragging him everywhere.
Yeah.
They are saying we cannot allow this happen because it will have repercussion. If you do it for the good reason today, what if you decide to do it for the bad reason tomorrow? So it is when you are doing the good thing that we will caution you that you cannot do it willy-nilly. You cannot do it unilaterally. That is why
there has to be a consensus.
That is why, you see, if you are a Benin man that really knows about strong Benin philosophy, you'll be sad for the nation Nigeria.
True.
Because what we are dragging to become as a country, Benin was
before in the 1870 before even the invasion of the Benin Kingdom.
Because that is when they used to say Ekenana Bonyo. That is to say, as you are making laws for your enemy, you remember that one day
you may be
caught.
Laws for yourself.
You may be caught by that law.
Wow. So it could be a trap for you yourself that is making the law.
As you are making the law, you are thinking that what if I am in that position? Do I want to be dealt that way? Do I want to be dealt with that way? Okay. So if that is your theoretical principle, you will almost always do the right thing.
Okay. Honorable, you know, time is always a factor when we're on a live TV program like this. But I'm trying to manage the time properly. But let's take a short break. When we return from this break, we'll now delve into some of the bills that come from the one we call the executive bills and how you guys, you've highlighted on it a little bit. But let's go in details really. Are there coercion to some of the things that come from the executive? But let's take a short break. We're going to break on the show. We'll continue shortly. Stay with us. Staying with us is the TMI on the ITV network, broadcasting live on independent television in our Benin Network Center. We're still talking, looking at the relationship between the executive and the legislature under Nigeria's nonsense democracy. But the honorable member said it's not nonsense, it is stunted. So work with that. That is his own position. Then we're looking at how the relationship has been since 1999. He is a legislator. He understands the business of legislation, educating us, giving us an insight. We're still with Right Honorable Barrister Charity Igwodala Agwobareya, the member representing Ovia Northeast Constituency 1 and the minority leader at the Edo State House of Assembly. So, Honorable, let's now look at some things before we begin to wrap up. When some bills, the one that is called the executive bill, come to the chambers, whether at the national or at the state level, how is it treated? Are there sort of coercion, you know, maybe seeming coercion that we the people might not know, but you people see? Because in cases where is, for instance, members of the legislature are a member of Party A, before the next administration of the executive comes on board. Immediately the executive comes on board, you start hearing defection, defection, defection. They start telling you, oh, we are defecting for the interest of the good of the people. Well, you just heard those English. That is one thing about you I have kept to myself. I said, I will tell you, despite almost being stripped of the position as the majority leader, as it were, you still remain where you are, maintaining your steeze and composure. Could there be coercion for those who are defecting to meet the party of, in quote, the executive?
Okay, thank you so much. It's a very, it's a very touching area of our deliberation.
Probably that's why I use the word cordial.
Yes. Well, let me start with the issue of executive bills. And I want to state categorically and with all sense of responsibility that executive bills ought to be the exemption, whereas legislative bills, that is the one sponsored by members of the House, is supposed to be the general term.
Okay.
That is why I stated earlier that in my campaign, I told my people that let those who know the law make the law.
Make the law.
But upon getting to the House, I discovered that it's a different ball game.
Entirely.
Entirely. That aspect of our legislative life, I don't know too much about the national, but I know it is better there. Or I know a certain number of people that are able to sponsor bills, and the bills are passed into law. It is not so good. Let me not also use it generally in the Edo State House of Assembly. Our daily practice here is that most of the laws that are passed, even if it is conceived by a legislator, it is safer for you to go and take it through the executive.
Okay.
Because if you want to sponsor it personally, you may have a problem of two-third majority in the spirit of this cordiality. This one that Honorable Charity is sponsoring this bill, are you sure the governor wants it?
Wow.
Yes.
So you need to pass through.
So to be safe, go and bring it through the executive bill so that it will be the governor that is bringing it. You know, because the governor said so.
Yeah.
Because at least I've served two governors. None of the two of them, Governor Godwin Obaseki, Senator Mode Okpewolo, none of the two insist on a bill being sponsored by them. No. And I'm sure that if those bills are passed, they will not also have a problem assenting to them.
Yeah.
But it's the problem of the members of the House.
Assembly.
Because
so your own fellow colleagues now.
There's this thinking that, oh, you don't want to offend the governor. But my question always is, how does doing the right thing
offends someone else? That's a big question.
Why are you now thinking? Why are you bothered about offending somebody who has not been offended?
Absolutely.
Because in my more than 2 years of legislative representation, I have not also seen any of the two governors reacting. At least I will know, because I was the majority leader.
Yeah.
If anything like that is happening, it's
you
through me that it is said.
Yeah, that is the majority leader.
No was said when I was majority leader. Even now, as minority leader, I'm also a very close friend to the majority,
leader.
He had never mentioned, whether directly or by insinuation, that the governor is not happy with the situation. But unfortunately, it's the people that should take charge that are afraid that this thing that I want to do, I don't know whether.
An assumption.
So it now goes to the issue of why is it like that? My fear is that it is the problem of politics other than legislation.
The politicking and the politricking, as the case may be.
So it is about this desperation and uncertainty that perhaps my work is not enough to return me.
Again for a second time.
So let me massage egos. And I'm not also going to risk my return.
Yeah, for anything.
So I have to return. So if I have to return, the
by
governor,
by many means,
the governor will be cardinal to it.
Yeah.
Because for most political parties, the governor is the #1 leader
of the party, in the state.
In the state. And if the governor is the #1 leader of the party in the state,
he's
going to be cardinal to the nomination of a candidate. And if he's going to be that, you must be in his good book. Because if he has tagged you as,
this one, black sheep,
I will not allow him go.
You're not returning.
You are not returning. So everybody is afraid. I don't want to do anything that will make
will offend the governor
like that. Even when the governor have not said so.
So you're not the one assuming for the governor.
So it is not the people, I must say, and responsibly so. That is not the governor. Let me just put it to governor. Let me not say executive. Executive is too.
It's too broad. We're looking at upper national and
it is
state.
not the governor that is saying don't do it.
Okay.
It's you that is saying I don't want anything that will make the governor think that. And that is also what led to the issue of defection, as you said.
Yeah.
That this one that I'm in this party, I don't know at the appropriate time what the position of governor will be, and I don't want to be contesting an election that I'm not assured of return. So instead, let me go and join them. If you can't beat them,
you join them. But one of my uncle will say, if you cannot beat them, you leave them.
So the people are afraid that, if I cannot come the second time, what will I be doing? So let me do everything to come the second time.
By any means.
So in that regard, many things are thrown away. Many considerations are not considered.
Yeah.
So just say, anyhow it be. At the end of the day, the end justifies the means. It will be, by the time I come back the second time, all this talk will
fade away. Something else will be there.
That is because of the issue of politics supervening function.
Wow.
Because if it were to be that it was not sheer politics that determines return, but your work, you'll be more focused on the work. But unfortunately, as it is today, return is not hinged on your work. It is hinged on
your loyalty,
your political correctness. It is hinged on your political correctness, and so you are not perturbed about what you are able to do. You are more interested in how you are able to stay politically correct
and stay relevant politically, as the case may be.
And once you are politically correct and the people say yes, he's loyal, then your return is also assured, because the electorate are not educated enough to determine who comes.
Wow.
And apart from that, the issue of primaries, it's not everybody that participates in it. The primaries is done by the parties. So by the time they now bring, by the time you do not qualify at the primary level, will you force yourself on the ballot?
No, you can't go there. No, it's not possible.
So you have to now do the politicking that will make you be on the ballot. So it is hampering legislation, not only at the state level,
but at the national,
also at the national level. Okay. People are not able to assert very well because they are not in control of the process that will bring them back
to the.
So they are not looking at the process. You see senators struggling to say that, oh, president, say that all of us will return. It is wrong now.
And your mandate will stand.
Why will the president determine
who returns
in Edo State? Does he know the peculiarity of
the place
our people
in
this place? But you see, a president had done that before. Determining who comes.
And who
I'm
goes.
talking about 2003. When Obasanjo, yes, when Obasanjo was saying, no, you are a very stubborn person, you will not come.
You will not go.
You come. And they actually, the ones that he wanted to come came. The ones that he didn't want to come, they did not come. In spite of their capacity. So capacity is no longer the issue. It is the political correctness.
Honorable, we're pressed for time. We need to go because Abuja and Lagos are waiting. Because if we continue this conversation with the way you're going, we will not end it. But we have to end the conversation in Benin. Now, what will be your parting shot talking about the relationship between the executive and the legislature? A parting shot, final line. Let's end with that.
It is skewed, and I want it to be better demarcated and independent. There should be less politics. There should be more functions.
There should be less politics. There should be more functions.
People should be allowed to that is function in their position as legislators. By way of doing the three core calling of a legislature: legislation, representation, and oversight function. I didn't even talk about oversight function at all. It is almost non-existent again.
We have time again. Maybe I will invite you again, Honorable, because this conversation is getting more interesting than you can ever think. But because of time and other of your engagement,
the issue of oversight function is almost non-existent. Because you don't also want to offend people. You call somebody as a committee member. You call somebody that, oh, this particular maybe
project or
let me just use for example a project that's going on somewhere. You call the contractor. The contractor go and meet
the governor first. The executive.
Say that
should I go or should I not go?
They are calling me the House of Assembly. The governor now calls. Why are you people calling him?
Why are you disturbing him?
Is the function of oversight not defeated?
It has been truncated.
Because ordinarily there should be no intervention.
We
are calling you. What?
Come and give account.
You said, is it what you are doing? And because some people know that if they go there, the oversight function will not happen. They would rather go there. And you see, everything is so messed up. But at the bottom of it all, it still goes to the quality of representation. People should be more interested in politics. I say it every day. More people should vote. Because if you see the ratio of registered voters
and those who goes out to vote,
it is
appalling.
It's abysmal. The more people should vote, more people should participate in party politics. Omakame is not the order now. You have
to be involved.
How can you be educated and illiterates are not determining who goes to
represent you? Absolutely. That is absurd.
You are trying to build a paradise in hell. The heat of hell, you met it. The heat of hell, we met your paradise. You go and build a very fine house and paint it white in a road that is not tarred. The splashing from
there's no electricity.
The splashing from the road will kill it. So, man, at the bottom of everything is politics. Let more people be interested.
Let them get involved.
So that more credible structure
will be on
so
ground.
That when the man is assured that if I do well, no matter who is what, I will be returned. He will do anything he wants to do without looking back. Without batting an eyelid. But by the time you know that if I do this thing now, I don't finish you. Sorry. Then you start backtracking.
Pulling back.
And you also will not blame him. At the end of the day, at the bottom of it is survivor.
At the bottom of it is
survivor.
Honorable, well, I was saying before we go, but my director said the conversation is getting interesting. But let's just touch into 2027. What should the electorate do? What should they expect? You just talk about getting involved, but beyond getting involved, what should they? Because 2027 told the politician, this is election year. But to the electorate, this is 2026, pre-election year. But to the politicians, election year.
No, this is the real year. This is the This is the year of politics.
Politics and politics. Okay.
Next year is for the non-initiates.
Just go there.
The non-initiates.
Okay. Just say something about 2027. We've seen defections, we've seen basketballs here and there. Just a little of your insight for 2027.
For the people at home, what I want to say about 2027 is this: look at how you are now.
Yeah.
Is this how you want to be? If it is how you want to be, in law we say status quo.
Status quo, it remains.
So if it is not how you want to be, then you must take action. And it's only you that can take that action, and nobody else. Look at everybody that is presenting themselves. Look at their past. Look at their present. And now say, is this person going to be able to pursue what I will like? Then if it's the person that can pursue it, follow. If not, you should have the courage to change what is not good for you. Because if you are not going to remain static, if you are not going to even go retrogressive, then you must be thinking about progressive.
Absolutely.
So I will want to plead with our people.
Yeah.
Much as it will be sounding recurrent, that we must participate. That is the beginning of it. We must participate, because you can only rig where there are no people.
Absolutely.
I was here in Benin. In short, in my village here at Ekeadolo, on the day of the national election, I'm of the PDP, and the PDP was governor in Edo State.
As at
that time. And my unit was a place that I called my own. Because
your ground.
It's very close to my father's house. I stroll, go and drink water and come back. But when people came that day, even women that I used to dash money to buy things, they said, we are going to vote for that Igbo man. I was in the PDP. There's nothing I did not tell them. Even me as a candidate of PDP that day, I couldn't win my unit.
At the national level, that's for the presidential election.
Yes, I won in the Senate, I won in the House of Rep.
But for presidency, they voted for the Labour Party.
People that came, why would you even start now? The people that came to vote, I have not seen that number of votes before. People came from as far as, there were some people some boys that came with GLK. They came from as far as, what is it called, PZ Road. In Saple Road,
down to Ekeadolo.
You know, they were not registering online.
Yeah, they have to do to somewhere closer to them.
So when they couldn't choose where they were taken to. But even though they registered at Bised Road,
at Saple
Road, they came to Ekeadolo to vote. And the boys, about 10 of them, they told me that they slept in a hotel
just to
vote for the person they wanted. That is the kind of patriotism that I expect now.
Okay.
That is the kind of passion that I want people to put into it for any of the candidates that they prefer. Let it be that, because even as a shifting, I'm one politician that do not like tampering with results.
Absolutely.
I do not like it. If I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. Let it be that I'm representing the people that wants me, not foisted on them, because you first of all have the problem of legitimacy.
Yes, sir.
Once you are legitimate, your function is easier, because you know that whatever you are doing is a reflection of the people that sent you
there.
But by the time you suffer from illegitimacy, you now start to do
zealousness.
You now overdo and you start misstepping.
Yeah.
So on that day, in spite of all my preachings, there was nothing I could do about it. Election went on. It was counted. They waited, though.
They defended their vote.
They waited
to defend their votes.
To defend the vote, and the result came out. It was what it was. In the whole state, you saw the result.
Landslide.
The Labour Party won landslide in Edo, in a party that didn't even have functional offices. Whereas the two main parties that had functional offices were looking askance. So at the end of the day, it is about the people.
Honorable, we need to go. But we will still have more time for some, because like you said, to the politicians election year, we'll have more time to also delve into conversations like this to enlighten people. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Charity Igwodala Aigwobariyan, the member representing of Ovia North-East Constituency 1 at the Edo State House of Assembly, and also the minority leader of the House. Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate your time.
I'm grateful. I thank Edo people for listening to us.
All right.
And I hope that they follow as we have said.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable. We'll take a short break. TMI continues from Abuja Network Center. Stay with us. Okay, Charity, you can take it up from there, the Center of Unity.
Thank
where
you very
lot
much,
is happening.
Lawrence.
Thank you. All right.
President Citizenship and Citizens' Right Advocacy Initiative. So he's going to be discussing with us on this matter today. What should Nigerians be expecting before 2027? 2026 is already pre-election year, and before you could say anything, politicians will start talking to people on what to do. Hello? Good morning, sir. How are you, sir? Happy New Year, sir.
Same to you.
Good to have you this year. You're welcome on the program.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Well, a quick one. I would like you to just say something on what is currently happening, looking at how APC is taking over everywhere ahead of 2027.
First, let me greet all our audience a wonderful Happy New Year. And I want to pray that 2026 will be the best of the years for all of us in the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Well, do not be disturbed. That is the word of the Lord. What you are seeing is fundamentally what my professor political science, Professor Yosa Saga said some time ago in one of his presentations that I went to. Political engineering. It's an engineering process. It happens because the fundamentals of political ideology is not yet settled in Nigeria. From the taking a look from the what would have really worked for us was the SDPN system that Babangida tried to put up that time. But you know, you cannot force it on a system. A system has to grow into it. When you look at the US, you see the two leading parties, the Democrat and the Republican. The system evolved into it. I believe that Nigeria is evolving. And we have no, there cannot be any control of it. So what is going on is democracy navigating its waters. As we speak now, the ideology of political actors is survivor, stomach infrastructure, survivor, relevance. It's not about patriotism, it's about citizenship, nation building. And when you come with a system where there is too much garbage on the road for every politician to pick, and then time to get into limelight, chances are that there are enough chinks in their armor that makes them vulnerable. So even when you want to stand on truth, you yourself, you have eaten some things that you are not supposed to eat. And when you begin to consider what can be the consequence, you begin to affect your stance and your position. But all put together, it's a phase that we have gotten to. It's a phase that we must embrace. It's a phase that we still go deeper. Whether this basket will break, because now you have 30 governors in one basket. Whether to break or seal would depend on the other dynamics that are not yet in the picture and that are coming. I think Nigerians should just relax and let them sort themselves out. We're watching. We're watching.
Well, when you say democracy is evolving, and you talked about the U.S., we know for a fact that the U.S. has, like I said, two dominant party. We have the Democrats and the Republican Party. And during the time of former president, that's Ibrahim Babangida, we had the SDP and the NRC. But in this case, what Nigerians are seeing is a situation whereby it seems as if it's going to be just one party. Although we have the ADC that is trying to pull up strength to be an opposition party. So do you see the ADC coming up strong? Because as we speak now, we cannot talk about PDP as a major opposition party. Do you see the ADC coming up strong enough to be a major opposition party to the APC by 2027?
I will not, it is not me that will make statement concerning the ADC. I will simply refer you to the pronouncement of the former vice president aspirant of the Labour Party, who just declared his intention, and the very copious statement in which he described the coalition. That statement is deep, that statement is heavy, that statement is damaging to whatever ADC is standing for. He called them disgruntled elements, he made reference to them as factors that should not be taken seriously. No. But I think that is it. Hey, when campaign starts, Aregbesola is the secretary of APC. Okay? David Mark is the chairman. And when they go about to campaign in the state, APC already have an answer for them. The man that said Nigerians are too poor, they cannot use mobile phone, is your chairman. Aregbesola, that was governor for 8 years in Osun State, that pays salary, half salary for 8 years, that has still not answered the question of what happened to the state helicopter, and many more. So ADC, in its best approach, can only throw blank for now. But like I said there are dynamics that have not yet entered the ring. But for now, ADC is a good activity, and let's establish one thing: Nigeria is not a one-party state. In the list, we have APC, we have ADC, and we have Labour. Thanks to Ahmed Dati,
It is not yet a one-party system, but it is gearing towards that. With the number of defections that we have from the National Assembly at the state level, people are trooping into the APC. Even states that people normally thought will not have anything to do with APC. We see their governors going to APC. So you can understand when Nigerians are beginning to think that we are marching towards a one-party system.
Let us be very honest with ourselves. We want to be politically correct, except we want to, pander to things that will tingle the ears of people. But let's say the fact. All the guys that are gravitating are not gravitating into APC. They are gravitating to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Okay.
Gravitating to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government. They are gravitating into his administration. They are gravitating into his vision. They are gravitating into his program. And I want to tell you, that man must be telling them something that we are not yet hearing. Because it cannot be for money. Governors have money, they have security vote that they have to need account for. It cannot be about money.
I want to heard the saying that the more money people make, the more money people want to make.
They have enough money, they have opportunity. I'm not removing money, but I'm saying money cannot be the primary factor. Maybe we may argue that some of them have the fear of those who want second term may have the fear of not being able to make it. Now they can make it if they are lying. Some maybe they are in the second term, maybe like to get immunity and protection from being investigated after office. Yeah, those factors might be there, but beyond that. That man is selling a dream. He's selling a hope. He's selling an ideology. And that is why what you said will be very right. That even people you will never believe we have anything to do with APC. You find them moving to APC, so you should ask, what is it that is there that they are discussing? What is the offer on the table? What is the dream? What is the goal beyond 2027 that makes these guys to be aligning? Because there's life after 2027. What is it? And listen, what I'm saying is, for me, I believe this should be about political education. We've had too much narratives in the corridors of analysis. We need to begin to ask different questions. It cannot just be because they are power hungry or they want to stay there forever. Some of them, they are comfortable. What is it that is making them to align? And I'll tell you that my own analysis and dialysis, if there's anything like that, of the Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that is the most powerful negotiator I have seen around in politics. In public space, a man that will not argue with you, a man that will not throw punches at you, a man that will not fight you, a man that you will not see his fist, but you will feel the blow. Come on.
Wow.
These guys are not going there. I want to believe that these guys are not going there just because of 2027. So the movement you are seeing, I take it as gravitation towards Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's dreams and goals, not joining APC. I can tell you for free, after second term, after 2027, many of them will redefine their political trajectory. But something is in the center and we are not paying attention. Some people are not paying attention. People like me, my eyes have been on the balls since the day Bola Ahmed Tinubu entered office. And I know that even this 2027 is not just about him winning. If he wants to be president, he's already president. The trouble with presidency is enough for him to even feign defeat and just leave. After all, if it is defeated and he willingly hand over he will take over from Jonathan as another true Democrat who accepts whatever. And he will still get all the honor and privilege of being president. There is something more.
Okay, right now the situation in Nigeria looks as if the APC does not have, like, I'll still come back to that, a strong opposition. Would you say it is healthy for party to have so much power that there is no major or any formidable opposition to check its policies, its activities, and everything that it does?
Of course, it's not healthy. That's a fact. On the long run. But like I said to you, this gravitation has a fulcrum. It has a pivot. The centrifugal force of it is somewhere hidden there. I have an idea what it's likely to be. But, I mean, I'm not an APC man, neither am I a president spokesperson.
But you seem to be, the way you speak, I thought you were an APC chieftain.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
At least at the moment, I used to be PDP, but now we don't have PDP anymore. So
no, we have PDP. Are you sure?
Well, when you say you have PDP, it does not have the... I mean, when you say we don't have PDP anymore, of course there's still PDP, registered, recognized by INEC. But where is the PDP? And who is the PDP? You see Governor Deleke jumping boat. It was not because he didn't like PDP. But the reality of the matter is, if PDP give anybody tickets now, that ticket is ordinary paper. Okay. Ordinary paper. Because who is giving you? Has the person been legitimized? There are contentions all over the place. There are matters in court. Then finally that matter will get to Supreme Court. Do you want to wait until Supreme Court gives judgment before you know whether what you are holding in your... That's why Governor Deleke had no choice than to step aside. So, functionally, PDP is not in... it's not in the front line. When they came to Ibadan for the convention, I was very explicit with the leaders that I interacted with there. I was there. I told them, I said, with all these court cases, with Lamido breathing down your neck, with court case, you went to get judgment in another concurrent jurisdiction, thinking that you are free. The judgment of the High Court, are you going to appeal it or are you going to ignore it? You know, and when Bobu now burst, your chairman of convention that really distanced himself. Your decision at the convention to suspend or expel certain members of the party, then that means whatever you did is not standing. You know, that was very clear indication that there's trouble. So now, the wicked faction have come up. They are saying their own. If PDP new ticket, I don't know what ticket is that one. Now, Wike has taken them to court to compel INEC not to recognize the convention and whatever decision is taken there. Until that matter is completely decided, that matter becomes a lacuna. So, I mean, let's face it, PDP is not in the ring as we speak. But like I still said, there are still dynamics that we have not seen. You know, it's going to hot up. It's really going to get hotter. By the time we're moving near June, I think June is too far. When party primaries will become the first, we will still see more. But, you know, as we speak now, it's near victory for APC as we speak. If the structure APC has now delivers their thing. And mind you, all this opposition, I see them as boxers. They are pugilists, throwing punches. You cannot be in a competition where you have boxers and you have martial artists. Okay. President Bola Tinubu is a martial artist.
Can you explain who are the boxers and who are the martial artists?
President Bola Tinubu is a martial artist. All the other guys, Atiku, Obi, they are punchers. They are boxers. So when you are looking at throwing punches, you are fighting somebody who has stealth. It takes all your moves, you dissipate your energy, and now you are breaking ranks. That is standing on one side. Obi has gone to ADC.
ADC.
Pankwaso is still there.
Atiku is there.
Atiku is there. Amici is there. There are blocks that are standing on their own. The fragmentation of the opposition, and because their agenda is ambition-driven, nobody is ready to give up his ambition. Obi wants to be president. Atiku will not mind to be president for just 1 month. Just to be. So who is going to step down for who and for what? Kwaso has made it very clear that any party that will not give him presidential tickets should not, he is not interested. Whereas Tinubu stands on one side with 30 governors, how many senators, how many reps, and structures going. Unseen structures, quiet structures, structures that don't have name, but are formidable. And this man is a calculated mathematician, political mathematician. The man is calculating what is the minimum vote he must get in each polling unit or in each state. That maximum vote he needs to win. You want to win without going to, the man is structuring how to defend his votes. When it comes to litigation, he's already steps ahead, he's already preparing his litigation. I don't know him, I don't talk to him, but maybe myself, I'm a martial artist. You know, sometimes martial artists fight blindfolded and they can keep movement. You can see this man now. The opposition are not matured enough for this man. This man has stayed too long
in the game.
Benches. He has understood the game too well. And which one of them did not pass through his tutelage or through his structure? No. Vice President and they were students of Yaradua. They were both the PDM. They also both served under his structure. So there is nothing that is about Atiku that Tinubu does not know. So even if Atiku is speaking about Kaduna Mafia and not the structure, who was in Kaduna Mafia when he was Senate? Because he worked with Yaradua. What is with Yaradua? He understands the structures very well. All the young political associates of that time, he didn't. He helped them. Yeah, the loyal man in the north is me. We look at all men. Big men rely on followers. Tinubu's loyalty is from the followers.
Well, Barrister, in as much as I would like us to continue this discussion, our time here is up.
Hey, yeah, sorry.
It's been wonderful having you once again on the program. Definitely, we will call on you to continue this conversation because it is already an ongoing conversation. You had it all, viewers. Thank you very much. We've had Barrister Obajide Ilugbo, who has shed more light on how formidable APC has become and is going to continue to be stronger, likely to be stronger before 2027. Thank you very much for being part of the program.
Thank you very much.
And this is all we've got from the Abuja Network Center. After this time out, I'm handing it over to Lagos Network Center, where Patricia is on standby. Patricia, you're up.
Thank you, Charity Tanko. Thank you so much for your time. Okay, thank you for joining us here in Lagos Television. It's a continuation of TMI here in Lagos Network Studio. I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels. And today we'll be looking at the 2027 battle in Rivers State. How Rivers crisis escalates as APC governors now backs Fubara. It's been a major discussion all around, you know, the problem in Rivers State between the now sitting governor and the past governor, Nelson Wike. And now the governors of APC are backing Governor Fubara. We all remember that Governor Fubara defected from PDP to APC, and originally he's supposed to be the 001 of the state. But of course, we have our dear Nelson Wike, who says he's not the 001 and has actually warned out the national chairman of the party. So we're going to be taking a look at that, the crisis in APC in Rivers State. And to do this with me is I have a fantastic guest. I haven't seen him this year. So I started by saying New Year, and I'm going to say New Year to him again. I have in the house Rasak Olukoba. He is a political analyst. Rasak, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you again. You look so amazing.
Thank you very much. You too.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. So let's just go straight to Rivers State. We're in Lagos, but we're going to go straight to Rivers State because Rivers has been in the news for some time now. And it's been a battle between Amechi and the Rivers State governor. We all remembered he was suspended, and he had been called back as the governor and all that. And when he was to be called back, we saw the videos when he went to Aso Rock with the presidency and Wike, and he apologized. He apologized to Wike, and we had honestly thought there was peace and everything has been settled. But we have been seeing the forth and back between these two men in Rivers State. And now the governors of APC are backing him. What's your take on that?
Thank you very much, my sister-looking teenager. You see, Rivers is a case study in the political terrain that we must understudy and use it to educate a lot of political class. There's an extent to which you should stick your net out for somebody. And if you do so, be careful not to expect too much. And that's for Wike to Fubara, what he has done to bring Fubara on board, because his expectations are very high. That's what led to the fight. Because Fubara felt that now I'm the governor, you should give me a breathing space, so that if I want to perform, I must be able to be independent to some extent, like the name of your TV station, independent to some extent. And he's been fought and back since that time. There's been desperation that has set in on the side of Fubara. There's also been a lot of sympathy for Wike. But the stage we've gotten to now brings to our mind that if you want to be a politician in Nigeria, there must be, you must have a lot of political wisdom. And you must be somebody that must be mentoring you consistently. If you go and read political thoughts of Abraham Maslow or Machiavelli or the person may likely fail. Because Nigerian rules on anything, on economy, on health sector, and politics is completely different. It's a different terrain. Such that someone has sat Fubara down to look at his path again and redesign it. And that's what he has done. The path he was doing before, it was damaging him. He pulled down a parliament. That's the biggest political aberration in the history of Nigeria. I've never seen anybody do that. The next thing is that you don't know how to defend your parliaments. These are dangerous expeditions that may have consumed him. But in a way, the president gave him an escape route by sending him for those 6 years to be able to reboot politically and come back again. And he left to Fubara alone. he will continue that error until he will no longer be a governor again. But somebody is beginning to mentor him now. He's beginning to listen to people who have higher political wisdom by the things he has done in recent time by joining APC. That's the biggest strategy I've ever seen.
Okay, so that's the problem now. Joining APC and the Nelson Wike is not allowing him to be the 001 of the APC party in the state. I mean, don't you think Wike is taking too much?
You can't win all the game. For people who are close to Wike, it's better to quickly call him back. He needs to go and change his own strategy too. Fubara got it right by reversing all the things he has outlined as a path to coming back again, or as a part to being a good governor in Rivers State. He has reviewed it and he has said that it has worked for him. So what Wike needs to do too is also re-strategize. You either go and join APC, or you go and sit Mr. President down. That, see, I can't join APC, but you must give me a soft landing, because all of us know that Wike, either he has been assigned to do something for PDP or not, is making APC happy with what he's doing. All of us know that. So to that extent, you need to go and sit down with the president and tell him that no, this cannot happen. I'm talking about survival now. I'm not talking about the nation. I'm not talking about survival of the vast people. I'm talking about how Wike can survive. He needs to change his own strategy. Because if it is clear to us, which is correct, that the decimation PDP has suffered from Wike is responsible for the reason why APC is making a lot of progress. So it will not be good, particularly for APC, because of precedence, to allow him to sink like that. Because other people in the future will tread with caution that with what Wike has done for APC, see the end of his political career going on in flames. So it is important for Wike to strategize. It's also important for APC to also do something quickly for Wike. Not that Wike has any damage he can do. It is late to comment any for any damage to APC now. It is late. So, but it is for APC to also know that there are people watching, and in the build-up to 2027, it is going to be one of them that will decide decisions of political class. What happens to Wike? So for Fubara should consolidate now.
Which?
We consolidate his affairs as governor of Rivers State now. He should consolidate. He should focus well on governance, because now that he has joined APC, the final stage of overcoming what might have befell him is to make the people of River happy now. Health sector should be top notch. The construction that is ongoing should be completed and start. It needs to start another one. Security should also be sorted out, and all the sectors in governance, it needs to quickly from one to the next 1 year, so that his return will be yours truly. He won't rely so much on Wike. And as for Nigerians, what we should be doing now, in fairness to Rivers, is to do things that will make the people of Rivers State happy. They have been in too much crisis since 1999. When Odili was there, Amici had a running battle with him that there was no governance in Rivers State throughout the Odili's period. When Amici got there too, the little thing he was able to do was because he has a strong head. Now, when Wike came, the same thing. He had a running battle with Amici. Now, Fubara has come on board. So while I call on Nigerians, I want to call on regional leaders too. Because if you look at what is happening in the East, there's always a regional intervention by one easy. In the Southwest, they are finding for the wedding. In the North, they are the regional interventions that we get from all this region should also be borrowed by the leaders in the South-South, the Pandev and because Rivers is very central to the progress of the South-South. So for Pandev leaders and Nigerians, let us not dig too much into the crisis of these people. Let us see how they can build a sign of relief for the first time. Let's do things that will make Bufara perform. Let him give the people of Rivers that dividends of democracy. Let them enjoy peace for once, for whatever it takes. So let's find a way to make sure that Wike and Fubara do not turn Rivers into flames again.
Okay, thank you so much. But we've very recently we have heard and seen Wike going around to their leaders, to their traditional leaders, and warning them to stay off politics. So how do you think they can come in when Wike has already to stay off politics?
No. The most have a road path for them. That there's nothing wrong for you to play politics, nothing wrong. But governance is important. Because if I were the traditional leaders, that would be my reply. That, see, in warning also, don't do things that will truncate the peace of Rivers people. We have 7 million people of Rivers State to contend with. You can look for a way to make sure they are on your side without disrupting the peace in Rivers. The people of Rivers State, there are things the Rivers people should be doing by now. There's the state police on ground that they have to look into. There's also the power sector, independent power sector, by the governors. There's also alternative energy that Rivers needs to be pursuing. So many things on the table for the people of Rivers. So if you don't disrupt that, we don't have a problem with you. It's politics. So, and the traditional rulers, like I said also, should only be committed to peace, not between the two of them, but peace in the sense that whatever politics they want to play, it is not necessary that they agree, but it's necessary that there must be peace. That should be the reply of the traditional rulers. In fact, the council of leaders, once it has gone around, they must also have a common position, just like we used to have. I am one of the delegation, a committee that is going around Yoruba land now. We want to see Oni. Want to see Allah for you and the crisis between them, that if you continue this, how do you address insecurity in Yoruba land? So there must be that unity among them. So in unison, they must also tell Wike that we don't have time to play politics with another two of, but you must also know that one person is not Rivers State. Rivers State is 7 million people. We have submitted our sovereignty to Odili, to Rotimi, Amechi, to you, and now it's Fubara's time. That something that we have submitted to them, don't crack it. Don't crack it. Whatever agreement you might have had, that agreement all over, people reach agreement all over the world now. But don't allow such agreement to affect governance, because it leads to terrible precedents. What Fubara did almost embodied many other governors to do something illegal in desperation to be able to suppress other people. So we don't want Rivers to become a bad example in the political space. I want to give bad example about states that are not well. They will keep giving example of Rivers State. As a sweet town, I say tackle line a wife of
PDP elected to APC. What is the political significance?
It's a plus for APC that a state like Rivers State. If you are talking about states that any president will aspire to be on a site, you talk about Lagos, you talk about Kano, and you talk about Rivers. So, on a platter of gold, the man walk into their domain. They have to welcome him. And that is the wisdom that I think Wike is lacking now. That there's nobody in APC that will send Fubara parking. Nobody. No matter the love they have for Wike, that love will be disrupted the moment Fubara walks in. It's natural. So if it is PDP too, that someone who had a crisis in PDP now, APC now come to PDP, they welcome him. It's an asset.
Open hands.
Yeah, it's an asset. So the governors in APC has done very well. And it is going to be an inspiration to other governors, like Oyo now. Oyo, they will be telling Oyo, going, don't let it become gone. No. You better come and join us. This is a large chunk of your party that has moved to APC now. So come and join us. The same thing they'll be talking to Oyo. The same thing they'll be talking to the governor of Bauchi State and all other solid and formidable political class across the country. So for them, they have done the most appropriate thing. And they will, I used to say that APC has a mechanism to ensure that if there are crises, somewhere, they will employ that mechanism and resolve that problem. It happens in Lagos, it happens all over the place. In Rivers, did you see any member from APC saying that Fubara is not our leader? APC has that mechanism.
No, but we saw a video where
they will sort it out.
Where the national chairman the state chairman was in an open field when Wike was addressing people. The chairman for PDP was there of the state. The chairman of the state of APC was there, and he openly said it that Fubara is not the #1 APC man in Rivers State. And truly, it's beginning to become a problem because Wike is neither here nor there. Do you think it's causing confusion generally in the political affairs of the country, not just the state?
You see, before Fubara become APC member, it's looking good for Wike. And it's looking good for APC because the more damage PDP suffers, arising from the crisis they have, don't let me say that Wike is causing, arising from the crisis they have, it's a plus to APC. But the tide has changed now. And that's what I said, that someone is beginning to give Fubara a correct political lecture, a correct political direction. They begin to give him wisdom and a strategy that is working for him by joining APC. Wike needs to strategize too. The old party said for himself, he has to abandon it too. Where you be in APC and PDP and you be controlling APC, it's not going to work. He has to come back to APC. Or you go and have one-on-one with the president and say, we have to change our strategy. Because like immediately we know that Fubara will be pronounced the #1 citizens in the state and #1 person in the party. Technically, and it's fighting against the wave if you reject that assertion, except in Lagos. There's no state that the governor is not the #1 person in the party. And Lagos will understand that there are a body of men that call themselves the GAC, headed by the president. It's clear, and there's no problem with that. So he knows immediately that someone is beginning to give this boy lecture who is smarter than Fubara, because Fubara was not too smart with the strategy he employed before. So immediately you need to do something about it. You can't keep insisting that APC will know, the world will laugh at APC. If they say Wike is correct, the world will laugh at them. How can you say a member of PDP is leader of your party? They will laugh at them. And it's going to confirm the rumor that APC in the public is Wike is APC in secret, and PDP in public. It's going to confirm that. Nobody wants to do that. So it's left to him to look at what he can do immediately. And one of these is what I've told you. You can join APC and then be battling it. That I am your senior, you can be battling it inside though. Or you go and take a new brief where they brief you to do what you are doing. You need to go and take another brief. That what should we do now? So that they will know that no matter what happens, so APC is going to take Rivers governorship and presidential. But in that why so, we've been doing very, very nice thing for us in APC. This is what we can do. That is called soft landing in politics. That is what you should be open for now. That is what should be his plan now. And I said it, I warned that APC should know because PDP will be happy now. That we told you, can't attack us.
I'm sure they've started saying it.
Yeah, it's a leprous finger. It's going to infect. We told you what it's going to do. Look at what it's doing to your party too. That's why APC should be very careful. Because once you smoke an asset like a Wike, you smoke him, you allow somebody to also smoke him again. It is not a good precedent for APC because the other people still looking at APC is doing well. I'm not a member of your party, but you are doing well. I will be supporting you, even openly. With Wike's condition now, if it is not addressed, they will pull back.
Okay, that brings me to this question. Let me quickly ask you this question before I go to the 2027 elections. Okay, just like what you said, do you think this tussle in APC right now would help the ADC to grow and replan?
You see, ADC, I don't know where they get their aspiration from. An inspiration. The condition that brought that coalition to power, when Jonathan was there, is absent now. The question of rotation grossly affected Jonathan then. 90% of Northerners were of the view that you took our brothers last 2 years in power, and we were magnanimous enough to give you another 4 years. Return our slots to us. So it affected. That's not the case with Tinubu. Tinubu, by political arrangement, he has another 4 years. Not from voters, but political arrangement of Nigeria. So that, in a way, is going to work for Tinubu. Ashwaju that, no, let him have his tenure. The entire region, each region will be divided over that. The South in full will get maybe 90%. But we know from principle that things they do, and once they set out to do it, there's a while. Once you agree with them, that's going to be 8 years, let's give them that. People in that will think like that. And that's going to give votes to Tinubu. Even in the East and in the South. That condition is there in favor of Tinubu. That's one. Two is that the office is a facility for the president to ensure that he gets to power. The police, the INEC, the this and that, the security. Jonathan is a nice guy. I met him severally. He's a nice guy. He's just a regular Nigerian, thinking with high moral standard. So his strategy was wrong. Security in the hand of somebody that we know that may not likely be your person, and then he gave it to somebody. Tinubu will never make that kind of mistake. So they were cracking PDP that time too. Half of PDP stalwart came to APC. These are our keys, the articles. All these people were in the APC. They joined Buhari. The situation is not like that now. There's no crack in APC. Nobody is leaving APC in droves. No candidate, no president, no Senate president is leaving APC. Akpabio yesterday, today, and tomorrow is for Tinubu. The speaker is for Tinubu. So where they are getting their excitement from, they need to look at it very well. Better for them to be preparing for 2031. And I know that's what they are doing. I will not waste my resources if I'm a member of ADC to be thinking that I will make sure that Tinubu lose election through the window away or through the door or through the roof. Okay. So ADC, to me, is not looking to go. But that does not mean that because Nigerians are becoming politically conscious. And there are angers in the land. The policies of Ashwaju, I understand it. Millions of Nigerians have not understood it. And it's causing problem for the incumbent party and the government at the moment. Maybe they didn't explain it very well to them. The tax thing is becoming a crisis.
Yes.
Insecurity, which I know is because of the architecture of the security in the country that is causing problem. First responder, I can't respond when there's a crime. No access to go to defend myself. You deny me. You deny the local government. You deny the state. Only federal government will defend. Well, how does that work? So nobody wants to know that whether it's the structure that is the problem. So the president has a lot of expansion to offer Nigerians. So that's the only area that I know that IPC is having. His policies are fine. But gestation period, nobody wants to hear. Yeah, me and you, there's that layer. We understand the challenge. That belongs to that our layer, the elite, don't like the policy because they know that better. See Nigeria that mean that for the party if it's not properly addressed. So that's why I think ADC is looking up to that. They will do that. And I think between now and the next 1 year, the president should be able to do something about it in terms of addressing the state police and things like that. Others, ADC, I don't see them. I just see them like a big men that want to do party for the next 1 year and they gather again in 2031. That's what I see in them.
Let's go to, we're still talking River State.
Yeah.
Yes, we're talking River State. I want to ask you, the prolonged instability in River State, do you think it will influence the voters' count in 2027? You know, people not wanting to vote.
It's causing a lot of problem in Rivers. Nobody has any strong goal in Rivers now. Nobody. You are right. You are very correct. Your question should be the question that should be in the mind of everybody in Nigeria. Nobody has a large chunk. Amechi has his own angle. It's no matter how little is going to have. You have his own small chunk of River State. Then the major chunk is divided between Fubara and Wike. So it is either here nor there. And that is why it is dangerous for the two of them, because Amechi is looking around the corner that he might be a beneficiary of the crisis, because if he's looking good for Fubara in protest, Wike boys might join Amechi. If he's looking worse for Wike, Fubara, if he knows that he may not be likely to come back for a second time, may pay attention with Amechi. So it's the murky fight that is going on in Rivers State is not too good politically for the people of Rivers State. Not good.
Not just for Rivers State. What about Nigeria?
And Nigeria is going to impact on development, on governance, on democracy. What stands your democracy is the pressure group and political parties. When political parties are not properly run, there's no how you have good democracy. I'm a political science expert. Those are things that, and when you don't have democracy, solid democracy, they can't have a good governance. So this is going to impact on governance.
Okay, let's quickly round up with time is almost. So what are the possible scenarios Nigerians should watch out for in the coming months? In 1 minute, please.
Well, anything can happen in Rivers. Nobody should, you should expect surprises if care is not taken. If APC didn't handle the situation very well, they need to handle Wike very well. Carefully. APC needs to handle Wike. And Wike in return. Fubara is looking for Fubara. There's nothing to be careful again. Now you are taking the most appropriate decision now. Wike should be careful. Because if you push it too much, it might be sidelined. That will not be too good for APC.
That will not be too good for APC. So the national chairman of APC should caution Wike. Those are your last words.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Rasak, for joining us this morning. Yes. And then thank you, our viewers, for watching the continuation of TMI from our Lagos Network studio. I'm Patricia Uremu Gabriel. We'll go back to our Benin studio. A very beautiful morning to you, and thank you for joining us on the AM News on ITV. I am Lawrence Osifo. Concerned medical doctors in Edo State under the aegis of the Nigerian Medical Association (NMA) have staged a peaceful protest march along Sapele Road in Benin City, demanding the urgent action over the kidnapping of a house officer of the Edo State University Teaching Hospital in Auchi. The abducted Dr. Babatunde Ibrahim Abu
was reportedly kidnapped alongside his younger brother and a colleague by suspected kidnappers in Auchi, Isako West local government area of Edo State. As Patience Osarogiwa files in the details.
Clad in white lab coats and carrying placards with inscriptions such as demand unconstitutional release, deploy technology for security reforms and strengthen community policing, the medical practitioners marched from the Edo State Specialist Hospital through major streets along Saple Road to the Edo State Police Command headquarters. Addressing journalists during the protest, the Edo State chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Dr. Eustace Osegili, described the adoption as alarming and unacceptable, noting that medical doctors are increasingly becoming targets of criminal activities in the state.
We have told them that in 72 hours, we want our colleagues released to their families, to their loved ones, and to the association. And this state must be made safe for all of us.
Other aggrieved doctors expressed deep concern over the safety of medical personnel, particularly young doctors undergoing compulsory housemanship.
The doctors should do their best to acknowledge that these are doctors. Spare them. In all fairness, we don't deserve this.
We have made our point known to them that within 72 hours, if our members are not released, we will set all the hospitals in the state to darkness.
Receiving the protesters on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Edo State Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of operations, Mr. Innocent Ike Matara, assured the doctors that the command is actively working on the case and will stop at nothing to ensure the safe rescue of the adopted victims and the arrest of those responsible.
Action is in place to make sure that whoever that have been taken away is rescued.
The Nigerian Medical Association warned that continued insecurity could cripple the healthcare system as fear and anxiety among medical personnel may adversely affect service delivery in public health institutions. From Benin, Patience Osaugiwa, ITV News.
The 2026 Universal Week of Prayer of the Benin City Christian Community on Tuesday entered its second day, featuring a soul-stirring homily titled Joy in the Presence of the Lord. The message was delivered by the chairman of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria PFN Edo State Chapter, Pastor Mrs. Margaret Agbonifo. Jolade Ojo reports that the program attracted senior pastors and worshippers from various churches within and beyond Benin City.
The Apostolic Church Nigeria, Lona Territory, located at number 37, Arosa Street in Benin City, was filled with excitement as members of the Benin City Christian community gathered for Day 2 of the 2026 Universal Week of Prayer. The program featured hymns, praise and worship, alongside prayers of thanksgiving, confession, intercession, and supplication. Delivering the sermon, the chairman of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Pastor Mrs. Margaret Agbonifo, spoke on the theme, Joy in the Presence of the Lord. She emphasized that the new year holds promises of overflowing joy for Christians who continually dwell in the presence of God.
Psalm 16 verse 11, just memorize it. In your presence there is fullness of joy, which means you can't get the fullness of joy in Kotik group. You can't get the fullness of joy in Olobushman. You can't get the fullness of joy in Shagotran. You can't get the fullness of joy in Pierre Palo. You can't get the fullness of joy in any country that the name of the Lord is not mentioned.
Program moderator Elder Agarase Idubo, along with other senior pastors, also spoke on the significance and success of the second day of the program.
It's a very special event, the Universal Week of Prayers, where we all congregate to offer prayers for our country, for our state, for our families.
It's to bring us together for the unity of Christ in the spirit and the body.
It was a gathering of joy, and from the word we received through the woman of God, declaring prophetically that this year we'll be enjoying joy of God all round season.
The 2026 Universal Week of Prayer is a week-long program that commenced on Monday, January 5th, with an opening service at the Central Baptist Church, King Square, Benin City. The program will conclude on Sunday, January 11th, 2026. From Benin, Jola Diojo, ITV News.
In a bid to bring together his friends during the Yuletide, a Benin-based entertainer, Nusa Obasaki, organized a concert tagged Ikwemwegia in Benin City. which has in attendance artists and musicians to lift up the city center. Abat Abayangbe's report is presented by Fusa Owangwe.
It was a gathering of who is who in the entertainment industry, both home and in diaspora, including the managing director of ITV and radio, engineer Elvis Obaseki, as they rallied round the host, Nusa Obaseki, for a well-attended event, Season 2. It was an opportunity for the host, Nusa Obaseki, to reconnect with old friends, both in the entertainment industry and beyond, interact with each other and brainstorm on how to take the industry to another level. Different musicians and comedians, including the hosts, took center stage to entertain guests. The organizer, Nusa Obaseki, said the essence of hosting Season 2 event, especially in Benin City, was to come back to his roots and bring together his friends and colleagues in the entertainment industry under one umbrella to unwind.
It's all about Nusa Obaseki and Friends concert, a Kumerian concert. This is the Season 2. Thank you to everyone that came out to celebrate me.
The managing director of ITV and radio, engineer Elvis Obaseki, described the event as a great concept put together by the organizer, which is an avenue to unite friends.
Give thanks to God for an eventful 2025, starting in 2026 in an outing of this nature. And I know the evening is going to be an evening of fun.
Some friends of the organizer and attendees, who include Ace movie producer Lancelot Timasme, commended the organizer for such a well-thought-out event.
Nusa Obaseki, all his friends, we're coming out to celebrate him. A great artist, he's done so well, and that's the spirit. Came all the way from Lagos.
Somebody that respects his culture and tradition, very humble to the core.
He's an cultural ambassador, he's a man of peace, he's a man who has shown love to his fellow artists in Edo State. As
the guests expressed their excitement at the success of the show, they are optimistic that the Season 3 will be another unprecedented buster. From Benin, Efosa Wangwe, ITV News.
Residents and business owners across several parts of Edo State were thrown into near total darkness during the 2025 Christmas and New Year celebration following the prolonged power outages blamed on the Benin Electricity Distribution Company, BEDC. The blackout, which lasted several days in some communities, disrupted festive activities and daily lives, forcing households, churches and entertainment centers to rely heavily on generators and other alternative power sources. Patience Osarugiwa brings in the report.
Electricity, often described as a symbol of life, stability, and connection, plays a vital role in homes and communities. However, despite the joy that usually marks the Christmas and New Year season, residents of Benin City, Edo State, spent large portions of the festive period without stable electricity. This followed the collapse of the national power grid on December 29, which left most electricity distribution companies, including the Benin Electricity Distribution Company, with little or no megawatts of power supply. Streets and homes in areas such as Owobi, Owelu, Uselu, Obage, and Oluku communities, as well as Sopomba, Uyoko, and Ekenwa roads, were plunged into darkness as electricity supply dropped to near zero. Speaking in Benin City, affected residents said the prolonged blackout forced them to spend extra money on petrol and diesel to power generators just to light their homes and preserve food items.
Most of the time is normally self-made generator that we use to celebrate. I can't remember the year that we entered the new year and there'll be light for people to say Happy New Year. Christmas and New Year, there was nothing like electricity provision at all. I use solar in the afternoon, generator in the night. That is how we survive.
Other residents called on the Benin Electricity Distribution Company and relevant authorities to put measures in place to ensure more reliable power supply, particularly during major national celebrations.
They should put their hands together to make sure all residents in Benin have light.
We have the transformer, but there's no light. We just use solar panel to get pure water.
Few periods, they started bringing light after the celebration. It's not fair.
For many residents, the hope remains that future festive seasons will not be spent in darkness. From Benin, Patience Osaogiwa, ITV News.
That wraps it on the AM News update for 9:30. I'm Lawrence Osifo, thanking you for watching. Up next is TMI Socials with Chukwufu Manaya Adigwe. Good morning.
ITV, certainly the best.
Good morning and welcome. This is TMI Socials. I am Chukufum Nanya Digwe, and here's what's making waves across the social media space. Now, for the first story, it's a development of the Fubara Wike feud. Now, let's get to see the Federal Capital Territory Minister and former Rivers Governor Nyesom Wike has called Governor Siminalayi Fubara a bad child over the cancellation of a youth employment program as their political fallout deepens despite a peace deal brokered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, speaking in Ahoda East, Wike accused Fubara of ingratitude and vowed to reclaim Rivers politics in 2027, including the governorship. Now, his comments triggered chanting and mockery from Fubara supporters in other viral clips, highlighting the structured and fractured alliance that began after the 2023 succession. The feud has fueled assembly crisis and stalled projects. Let's get to see this video of of Wike speak, and then Fubara supporters actually chanting against Wike. We'll be back.
I employed the River State youths, 10,000. The person we handed over power to, instead of allowing the 10,000 youth to cancel that job. 10,000 youth. A bad child is a bad child. That's how you know how human beings are. I handed over. See where I stop. Please make sure you continue with this program that will make our state to be one of the respected states in this country. When I was here, you know, Nigeria used to respect us. But I don't know what it is today. You will tell.
Now, that's a video of Wike asserting what he did assert, calling Fubara a bad child in Ahoda East. Now, let's get to see the response that followed. Fubara supporters chanting against Wike. Let's see.
You know be God, though. I don't like for you.
Now, that's the clip I talked about. Let's get to see the comments that have followed these happenings. Now, for the first comment on the social media space, it says, while Akwa Ibom uses its oil money to develop the state, River State money has always been used to fund presidential elections in Nigeria. It appears there is always a dummy who believes that if he throws in enough Rivers oil money, he will become president or vice president, from Peter Odili to Rotimi Amici to Ezemwo, Wike. Now, Sim Fubara is next. Let's see the next comments now. This other commenter says, whenever and whoever puts his faith in a man who was deaf and dumb during campaigns but suddenly started saying, I am the one who gives them relevance, few months after grabbing power is playing with fire. A man who preferred to bomb the assembly complex instead of fulfilling gentleman's agreement. Nah, with Wike, you know what you're dealing with. But this guy, Ashiwaju, cannot and should never trust what Fubara would do after election, as he is a fair weather friend. He almost ignited a rare Ijo versus Ikwere war in Rivers. I stand with Wike 100%. Let's see the final comments now. This last commenter says, Wike enjoys lying to himself. 10,000 Ikwere people, whereby other local government areas are sidelined. Wike only employed Ikwere people in research and wanted to repeat the same. Rivers belong to all. If I'm lying, let Wike publish the names. Now, those are the comments as regard the Rivers feud escalation. Now, let's move on to our next story. Well, in our next story, we see that in a viral video from a recent public event has sparked online debate after a woman attempted to shake hands with the Olu of Warri, Ogiame Atuashe III, but was politely blocked by a palace guard in line with royal protocol. Now, this very video is circulating the social media space very widely with very hot takes. Let's get to see the video.
Executive Director. How are you?
Executive Director,
Well, you got to see that altercation in the very beginning where she tries to shake the Olu of Warri, but, you know, her hand is kind of spanked down by a guard. Now, let's see how the public space is reacting as regard this occurrence. The first comment says if he gets an opportunity to meet Trump and he stretches his hands, will the same thing happen or the tune changes? Just asking. Let's take the next comment now. This will be our final comment, and it says, it's not a female thing. There is a video of the Olu of Warri refusing a handshake from a young man. In general etiquette, the person of higher seniority, whether by age, rank, or social status, should initiate the handshake. Well, that is, or those are the take as regards the occurrence that happened where a lady tried to shake the Olu of Warri but was sidelined. Now, in our next story, Lagos state authorities have launched a crackdown on street beggars and so-called Omotaku youths, accusing them of harassing motorists and obstructing traffic, arresting dozens during coordinated raids across Jibowu, Ojuelegba, Akpombo, and the Lekki-Aja Expressway. Videos from the operations show officers loading suspects into vans and escorting children from highways. Let's get to see the video, and then we'll take the reactions that follow.
Which work did they do here? Did they wash car? Now here be your car wash.
Those are the videos. Now let's take the reactions that follow. The first reaction says, stay clear of Lagos if you don't have something serious to do in the States. We'll take just one more comment now before we move on to our final story. Well, the next and final comment says, misplaced priorities. these kids wouldn't be on the streets if every sector of government were doing its job properly. In a country as blessed as Nigeria, where free education should be nothing more than a mere formality, and where basic human needs and essential infrastructure for survival should not be difficult to access. Now, that's what that comment reads in part. Various other takes as regards the Lagos state government actually catching some of these street urchins, also called Omotaku. Now, for our next and final story, Coast Guard released footage of U.S. forces seizing the Venezuela-linked Russian-flagged oil tanker. This, yesterday morning. Now, this is a development from the Venezuela-U.S. story, where the Venezuelan president was actually arrested by the U.S. government. And now this is just a follow-up on that story. Let's get to see. Well, that is the video of the operation where the Coast Guard released a footage of U.S. forces seizing the Venezuela-linked Russian-flagged oil tanker this morning. They actually got to seize about 2 oil tankers, following the U.S. Venezuelan story. Now, that is that video. Now, let's take the reactions that follow from the social media space. This one says, cool footage, but I'm not cheering another escalation just because it looks cinematic. What's the legal basis? What's the end state? And how does this not turn into another open-ended mess while we ignore our own border? That's from an American. Let's get to see the next and final comment on this story. This one says, no state has a right to use force against ships legally registered under the jurisdiction of another state. How then can the U.S. act? Russia uses the legal formulation for political pressure. The U.S. uses the sanctions framework for justification. Now, those are the reactions from netizens as regards that story. And here is where we draw the curtain on TMI Socials today. I am Chukufumnanya Digwe, and I'm so delighted that you got to join us. Well, I'll now hand you over to Lawrence Osifo. Over to you, Lawrence.
Amazing one there, Chukufumnanya. Thank you very much for those exciting stories on the social media space, talking about what's happening globally, Venezuela, United States, and all that. That's the size of our package on the show today. This morning on ITV TMI, it was a full-blown package from Benin to Abuja to Lagos. And on behalf of my colleagues, both in Lagos and in Abuja, Charity Tenko and Patricia Gibbers, we want to thank you for investing your time with us on the show today. The show comes back again on Monday with Sonny Duke and other team. I and Charity and Patricia will be back again next week, Thursday, to feed you in what's happening in the polity and in the politics. I'll see you on the next one. I'm Lawrence Osifo. Bye for now.